What's up? What's up? Here we are, me, the crew, and want to thank the studio audience here for allowing us to be here. Me and my guys are back, and we want to say thank you. We appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I know a lot of people have been wondering where we've been. Trust me, we haven't fallen to the equator that's called the AEW vortex. And I just want to say thank y'all very much. I will throw shots at everybody if I must, but it's because I love this business. So, just want to make sure everyone understands that. No, Ron is not here, but, it happens that way. Yep, thank you, MC. So, apparently I got something new today.
Did you get a stream deck?
No, actually, it's this microphone I bought, and it came with a little sound guy here thingy, so I can play with sound.
Gotcha.
So like this, Jerry, when I can introduce Ladarius, the one, the only Ladarius, we always, we don't forget our people. We always try to be.
This is important, Jerry. You got to listen.
Yeah, it's very important. Hold on, damn it, where's my thing? All right, there we go. All right, and then when we go, ladies and gentlemen, we want to, welcome Ladarius in the house. That's
yeah. You know what, Jerry? You do the same thing that somebody else does on the other show. You do the very same thing. Just it's okay. It's all right.
Yeah, it's all right. No. Remember, but see, the best thing about having Jerry on the show is I've had Jerry's theme music quite a few times. I mean, there's many. I mean, if I've had to count them all,
there is many.
Look, Jerry is the definition of indie wrestler, because when you try to go, Jerry, what music? I have to go through the catalog of music for Jerry Nims. But right now, I got this one. Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, Lone Wolf, Jerry Nims. Now, understand, Jerry, this is for now, because me and Ladarius got some stuff we're working on. So.
Oh God.
I don't like that response.
Look, it doesn't roll off the tongue like me and Ladarius have been working on. But I'm just saying, man, it's going to be epic when we're done. It's going to, people are going to look at.
Oh my God. The JD McDonough effect. My God.
Oh, I know. Whoa. Hold on, I'll fix it. There we go. That'll be better. We go. Sorry about that.
My JD McDonough McPherson.
I mean, I didn't hear anything, so no music is good music.
That well, we'll work on that for you. Don't
we
worry.
Got the Lone Wolf. Talking about wrestling Lone Wolf. Sami Zayn looking like Lone Wolf.
Oh, yes. So we want to thank everybody. We got comments already coming in. So I want to say thank you, Carrie. Just checking in to show some support. Thank you, Carrie. We appreciate you.
Carrie.
Carrie dropped the bomb on us on Monday night or Monday morning in the football talks, and we had a great time. Still recovering from the blows she kept giving Ron and Mr. Terry. But needless to say, we appreciate you coming in. So much love to you, Terry.
Much appreciated.
Yeah. And Carrie, anytime you want to talk wrestling, you're in the crowd. Keep talking. It's all good. Comments and likes, hit them. This is the CW28 channel. Me and Ladarius going to be doing some more shows here soon. Going to be discussing some football coming up. And also, me and Ladarius will be on Wednesday and Thursday morning for the morning show that we've been working with. So it'll be fun, and we'll have some fun. But guys, we had a couple of weeks that we missed on wrestling. But number one, how are you guys doing? Because I'd like to find out how my guys doing. Jerry, you didn't get beat up. You didn't get thrown off the two-story
No, I didn't
tower.
I didn't get beat up this past weekend because the weather decided to shit on us.
Oh yes. Did you at least play in the snow?
No, I had to work.
Oh, golly, you're so boring.
Jesus.
Well, and look, folks, if you're wondering if Ladarius played in the snow, we're going to ask him. Ladarius, did you enjoy the snow?
I did on television. It was great. It was great. It was great. I was playing the grass in the cold air. It was great.
It was funny because someone was like, one of our the co-hosts was like, well, there's no need to ask Ladarius because he was in Florida, and I'm going, he could have gotten some cold weather. He could have gotten hit with some precipitation.
Just the disrespect on the other show. Listen, that's still in litigation, so I really can't speak much on it.
Look, as long as the end of the month isn't cold, I don't give a shit.
And that's Jerry, the meteorologist. Back to you
Well,
in the
I mean,
studio.
I'll be down in your area at the end of the month.
Oh,
Keep talking.
uh-oh.
Excuse me? Hey, listen, Mr. All Black. Listen, what we're not going to do is cause I see some different colors, so
Yeah, I got blue, white.
I didn't know, Jerry. It's not like I'm looking at you right now, Jerry.
I got a whole new logo.
Oh my
wow.
God, Jerry, that's impressive.
Look,
I thought that was you, like at night when you start like it turned into like a wolf. I really didn't know. Thank you. That belongs in the sky, and it's a little pale. So now, if we can continue, listen, not even 10 minutes in the disrespect.
But for real, I'll be down in South Florida at the end of the month.
Oh wow, that's cool
for a show.
Oh, look at you going to Florida.
He's gonna have like the hat
8
on
and a half hours away in damn Arcadia, Florida.
Arcadia?
Don't look at me when you say that, Jerry. Jesus Christ,
Yeah,
I'm not the governor. I'm not the governor, Jerry. If I was the governor, I wouldn't even appeal to you because the attitude right there. You know what?
Well, where
send the Key West for all I
damn
care.
near South Florida, like damn near the end of Florida.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's like Key West range. Yeah, it's very super. Yeah,
8.5 hour drive for a show. Then the next day we're gonna come halfway back to Orlando, stay in Orlando that night, and then come home the next day.
Oh, so I can swing by and go Lone Wolf.
Look, we're going to Gatorland in Orlando, so you come with me, I'm gonna feed you to a gator.
Oh.
I'm probably since I live down there, maybe I'm friends with the gator. You didn't think about that, did you, Jerry?
Yeah.
I'm like, you see that guy?
Out.
Yeah.
Hold on. First of all,
I'm gonna be looking for Burmese pythons.
Jerry out in Florida. I want to see a video of that.
And retics.
Talk that.
Yeah, I can see Jerry blending in, the beard and everything. Yeah, I can see the blending in, right? Just give him like a nice fancy hat, like a nice little decent hat. Yeah, I can see that.
I just want to see big snakes in Florida.
Oh, you'll see.
Well,
trust me.
I had a joke, but we're not going to use the joke.
I knew you had a joke.
It's a family show, so we're going to keep the joke going.
Oh, dang. So, it is a family show? I didn't know this.
So much fun.
Carrie loves.
If you want to see a snake, it might be a little.
I know.
So
it's a lot of fun. I just haven't been able to get a chance to go.
Well, Carrie's letting you know that Gatorland is
it's great, Jerry,
and also held a baby gator, and there is a huge snake there.
Yeah. So yeah,
but I won't be able to touch it.
Yeah, you probably will, Jerry. Because
Jerry, I'll make a call. Calm down. God.
To be fair, the man's on lizards, dragons.
Look, to my defense, last time I went to Florida, I didn't see a single alligator or snake.
Well, whose fault is that, Jerry? Lizard. That's your fault, Jerry. That's your fault. Don't blame us. That's you, Jerry.
No, it's Florida's fault.
No, listen.
I did get to see the outside of the performance center though. That was cool.
Oh, that's cool.
You couldn't go in, Jerry? Listen, once again, Jerry should have called me.
I'm not paying that kind of money to walk in that building.
Jerry, who said you had to pay? If you just, wouldn't have gave me birds and took my jokes and laughed, maybe I would have let you in. But no, it's always
Jerry, if I can hold it, that would be cool. But we'll see.
Well, you know what?
I mean, it's not like I haven't held 14, 15-foot retic pythons, but
yeah, you need to look if you get to go there, take pictures.
Oh, we're going. It's decided. It was either that or Disneyland, and I chose Gatorland.
Yeah, listen. Carrie's got to go on an airboat ride on your way from Arcadia to Orlando, and you're gonna.
You'll see plenty of gators. Yeah.
You'll see. Yeah.
I don't know what all we're doing. She just asked me if I wanted to go to Gatorland, and I said yes.
Yeah, that's definitely And like I said, man, that'll be freaking amazing for you because I know you. And I've seen the Gatorland stuff, and that's pretty cool what they do. All right, let's talk about it. We had wrestling, and like I said, Ladarius, what you been up to with the wrestling?
Yeah, well, listen, it's not important about me. It's all about Jerry and going to Gatorland, and clearly dissing the state I'm from. Not realizing that I'm from here. Doesn't even think I can see colors. I don't know how to feel about that. We're doing the show long enough. to know if I said all black and then I come to you, Sami Zayn, who I know has a red. So clearly I know colors. So, but other than that, I've been doing good. Jerry's here, C-Dub's here. It's a great time. Jerry didn't dance to the music. I don't know how to feel about that, but I don't like it. But,
I don't dance. I'm white. I can't.
Jerry, white people, you know what, Jerry? I'm tired of hearing that, Jerry.
Look,
You
there is
can
some
dance.
music that Jerry will dance to, but you got to
Jerry,
make
you're
sure.
gonna Jerry,
It's
listen.
Still, I
if
can't
you-
dance.
Jerry, if you dance, I promise not to laugh for the first 30 seconds. So if that's fair, I'm giving you space. Like, listen, this is, I'm not being super petty. On the other show,
Okay.
no holds barred. But
Anyways,
you got
All right.
moved anyway. Jerry's. I know this guy. Yeah. Anyway. Okay. Yeah. Go ahead, C-Dub. Go ahead.
This is going to be fun because this show, look, so we got to witness NXT or AEW have a meltdown. We witnessed
knew.
NXT drawing damn near 1 million people to watch The Rock drink some tequila.
Great time.
And
That's a good
someone
time.
forget to tell The Rock that he was on CW, not Netflix.
Yeah. Should we tell him? Nah, he's the Rock.
Nah.
I'm not gonna tell him anything.
No, Heartbreak? Nah, he ain't gonna tell you important stuff like that.
Nah. Yeah. Tell him the Tooth Fairy is your favorite movie. Why? Just do it.
So you got that. WWE Raw debuted on Netflix. We're definitely going to talk about that. We'll talk about SmackDown going to 3 hours. Let's first talk about the big topic, though. Corey Graves last night, and it actually his post came out like right around the time me and you were done watching Raw with Arias. I'm trying to find it again because basically,
I think I can find it. I think I can find it.
Yeah, trying to
Because I
find
retweeted it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll look. I think yeah. Just the one I'm thinking about, I have it.
I didn't retweet it, but I saw it.
Yeah. Well, basically, he commented about, just imagine, about the wrestling and then hearing
Doing your dream job and then
yeah,
and killing it, but then all of a sudden
they're telling you
famous
you're not good
enough.
enough. Yeah.
And I think, honestly, folks, I blame only one man for this. That's Pat McAfee.
It's not Pat's fault. They could have replaced him. They could have replaced Testator too.
All Pat's fault. You are putting a good man in Corey Graves.
They could have replaced Testator just as well as Pat.
Listen,
McAfee.
replacing Testator was never an option.
You don't.
Neither was replacing Pat.
Oh no! You can replace Pat. Trust me, they do it every football season.
I like Pat.
Dedicated.
Pat is energetic. He gets the fans behind it. I like
Barry
Pat.
and Tess, and you give me Michael Cole and Corey Graves, I'll be happy. Nah, we gotta have, Bro Man over here going, oh dog, oh he got some sage, dog. Oh,
Well, he couldn't call it weed.
Like, dude, shut the hell up.
He sounded a little like Sean Connery there. I appreciate it.
I mean, dude, if I sound like Sean Connery, hello.
You're the man now.
He couldn't say weed or pot. He had to say something.
Oh,
it was obviously he was smoking something.
Oh, yes, we all agree he was.
Like a dumbass.
Hold on. And there was a reason why he wasn't performing. Let's just put it that way.
I'm sorry.
No,
the press conference with Triple H was hilarious.
Yeah, it's like, I would think.
Thank Jey Uso for just saying no.
Yeah.
And then saying Jey Uso was like, I am not losing my push because of you and your weed.
Or my job.
Get that away from me. Get that devil's lettuce away from me.
Yeah. To be fair, let's be honest. I mean, Jay's making some good money now. So, and we'll talk about.
I'm just ready to see.
Awesome
I'm just ready for the next couple months with Jimmy.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about it, guys. I mean, so how do we want to go at it? Do we want to talk about SmackDown? Or do we want to talk about Raw, which is Netflix, and then we discuss the biggest difference between Raw and then going into the debut, and then you had the week after, which people are saying was one of the best shows.
Christy,
where do y'all want to go? Talk to me.
I mean, we can cover SmackDown real quick.
All right. Ladarius, what do you say, brother?
Yeah, that works with me.
All right, let's go SmackDown. I mean, look, here's the thing. I thought SmackDown was really good. Love the storylines that they're playing out. First of all, we now know at the Rumble we're going to have Cody Rhodes versus Kevin Owens, both belts on the line, or they're going to be on a ladder match. All right, so what are we thinking about this? How y'all feeling? Because man, they are just doing so much, and I'm still like wondering when are we going to see Randy again?
Yeah. It's a good question. I don't know. I don't know who I want to win that match. Kind of want Cody, but I kind of want Kevin.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of want Randy to screw Cody. So I don't know.
Damn. All right, but Darius, what about you, bro?
No,
Oh, hold on.
you know.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Oh,
There you go.
thanks for the support, Jerry. Now, you know,
So
first, like I said, thanks for the support, Jerry, once again. You know, I think what's interesting is I do believe somehow or another part of me feels that, you know, Randy Orton's going to be a part of this at some point. And to me, if we get that heel Randy, you know, if we get Randy Orton involved in some capacity, I'm fine with that. I agree with Jerry in that regard. I'm going to be curious to see how they use Randy. That's going to be very important because it's going to control the trajectory of not only Cody Rhodes, but potentially Kevin Owens as well. So, so like I said, I think Randy Orton's the real X factor here, despite because he fits the storyline to a T here. So it's going to be curious to see when he comes back what role he plays. Like I said, he's essentially controlling two different trajectories. Because if you ask a whole bunch of people, there's a whole bunch of WrestleMania options on the table. So I think Randy Orton's involvement is going to play a huge role in what direction, in my regard.
All right, real quick. Christy Lewis says, was WWE on recently? Yeah, we're talking about WWE Monday Night Raw
Hey,
on
Christy.
Netflix. We also want to say April Thomas or Ron. What's up, brother or sis? And then we got Christy Lewis. Is wrestling on tonight? I can bootleg all the channels now. All right,
yes,
good.
it is on CW.
Good.
You'll get to hear
Monday Night Raw is now on Netflix and SmackDown is on USA on Fridays.
That's our new channels. And AEW is
find,
on. Watch it later.
And you can find Jerry everywhere. So there we go.
And then
not everywhere.
Jerry, just take a compliment
and
just keep it moving. You know what?
If there's chicken nuggets and chicken tenders, they can find you.
Your microphone's really low or cutting out or something.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hold on. I gotta.
That's better now that you're closer.
Right. Yeah, there we go. Well, getting used to it, so it's just weird because it's like, hey,
you're right. Jerry will be in some places.
Yes. Look, when the chicken tender slut wants some chicken, he's going to be around.
Yeah. You see, this is why I don't give compliments on either show. This is what happens. It always backfires. Yeah. So, yeah.
Okay, hold on. I just want to make sure I read all the comments. All right, cool. So, yeah, I just thought Cody, the dynamic with Cody and Kevin has been brilliantly done. And I'm going to go here. I'm like Jerry, and I'm even like Ladarius. Like, I could go either way with this. Where it's like this. I am really excited about the fact that WrestleMania, I can't predict anything.
Yeah.
And that's good. Sometimes you can go, oh, they're going to do this, they'll do this. And you're going, damn, I kind of wish they could have, done something different. Last year they did with The Rock trying to take it from Cody and kind of making one of the best moments come out of it. But I think, now we're in a point now with all the players, and we'll discuss it after this past Monday night, who declared for the Rumble. Vinny Vinci, sadly, is not declared for the Rumble. We're gonna have to talk to Vinny. I mean, if he can just come out there with a microphone, I think he can actually do it.
Microphone gets cut. Wait, guys, I was gonna say
Well, did Jerry takes it and goes, I'll be in the Rumble. And then they're like, perfect. See, Jerry, you could do it.
See, Jerry?
You just have to get the mic and talk. Jerry just be like, hits the mic and just bops BT on the head. And goes,
Was that
you
a
want
good
me
use
in?
of the microphone? Yes.
Yeah. All right. So we had that. We got the guns, or we have the guns. We have DIY. Almost like they're trying to get the tag team division to wake up. What's y'all's feeling about the tag team division? Do you like the DIY being heels? What's y'all's thoughts on that? We'll start with this guy. Ladarius.
Thank you, Jerry. Once again,
I saw his head sway a little. I did see his head sway.
Yeah, I didn't see that. I didn't see that.
Kind of like an involuntary movement.
He didn't see he wasn't voluntarily doing it, so now that means he didn't want to do it.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. I think it's coming. He's gonna.
No,
he's gonna.
I don't see it. And that's why the theme song is gonna be very important. So, we're gonna get Taylor Swift with everybody on it. I was gonna get Disturbed, but I say no. I think he wants Taylor Swift. So I think so.
I mean, I heard Spice Girls would be even better.
I heard, because two does become one, so that's a great point.
I see the face turning red. Okay, go ahead, brother.
Wait, where's Jerry? Oh, there he is. Everything's red, so I couldn't tell because I couldn't see colors early on because I couldn't tell he was pointing out the colors. So, I've never seen a rainbow before in Florida. We don't see those around here. Now, to answer your question with the tag team division, I honestly believe the addition of the Motor City, I think it's it's boosted the division, and I'm curious to see DIY going heel makes sense for a lot of reasons. Because especially it just makes sense giving okay, you can make you can make them they're I have no problem with that dynamic there. It's even with Los Garzas, I guess that's their
Los Garzas.
Great. So I think it's building up. So I think it's going to be curious to see what we get because I think we're going to get a lot of Motor City Machine Guns and DIY, which we've been getting a lot of. Which, look, no one's complaining. No one's complaining at all. I'm curious to see how they kind of grow without it. Specifically on, I think SmackDown has it kind of. It's kind of figured out. I'm curious to see what Raw. Got now with the War Raiders as the champions, which we'll talk about. Probably later.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious to see how that grows on Raw. But overall, the tag team division, I think it's great. I think it's going to grow. I'm curious to see how the women's tag team division is going to look, and I think we'll kind of get more answers once we get the mystery of what happened to Jade Cargill. So I think we'll kind of see the tag team division get a little bit more of a boost there. So as for the Motor City Machine Guns and DIY, I think it's absolutely great. All four parties involved, great workers, put on great matches. And listen, and there's a great storyline because, like I say, anybody who knows me, I love a good storyline. So the storyline works. Like Johnny Gargano, his heel turn was so great because he sold you on the fact that that's what's great. Even when you know it's coming, it's like how are they going to bring it to you?
Yeah.
So, and I think that's so. All in all, I'm curious to see where they go from there. So,
all right. What about you, Jer?
No, I agree. Their tag team division's definitely stepped up with, Alex and Chris being added to it. And like nobody's getting tired of them and DIY. And I personally like DIY as heels, anyways. I like both of them separately as heels. Are people going to get tired of that match? Yes, of course. But right now, I don't think anybody is. I like how they're kind of putting it, squeezing people in here and there, like they've been doing the past couple of weeks with Pretty Deadly and Theory and Waller. But yeah,
I'm with y'all. And shoot, the other day they brought in little Pretty Deadly involved in it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's like I like that they're trying to get people involved. Also, let's talk about the U.S. Women's Champion because, first of all, if you don't respect Chelsea Green by now, I don't know
You didn't
what's
say it
wrong with
right.
you.
Well,
Because, huh?
You didn't say it right.
Oh, I gotta say it like Chelsea Green.
And you got to
that
salute. You got to
that's what
salute.
you got to salute. That's what the people came for. That's
Yeah.
Exactly. Got to give.
She is the United States Women's Champion president.
Yes.
But
I
let's talk
mean,
about Piper Niven as well. Let me just
yeah,
say,
yeah. Well, this is where we can because what did y'all? She won the title on Saturday Night Main Event. She actually got to defend it against Meechin. But what's your? And not just that, but she has been. What was it on X? Someone, Matt Cardona had an interview
yeah,
with
oh yeah, I saw
Ariel
that.
Helwani,
Yeah,
and some idiot was saying that he never, that basically Matt Cardona hasn't done anything. And I'm going, okay, look, you can say you just don't like somebody, but Matt Cardona has stepped out and done his own thing. I mean, to be fair, am I wrong to saying I don't really care about Zack Ryder more than I do Matt Cardona because I think Matt Cardona has made more of a name for himself than anyone
Oh
else
yeah.
has.
yeah.
What
Oh
do
yeah.
y'all and what do y'all think about this? Because one, I thought it was cool, Chelsea standing up for her man, and also, saying what she felt, which was really good. We'll start with Jerry because Jerry has had a couple of times where someone has done this for him too.
Well, I mean, first off with Chelsea, I'm glad she won. She deserved it. She's busted her ass every time she's been in WWE and outside of it. Um, and as far as Matt goes, if you're not realizing that Matt has went out and basically did what Cody did and made a name for himself outside of WWE, where when he was there, he was a joke basically. Uh, I mean, I wouldn't go as far as to say he was jobbing out to everybody, but he was a joke.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, he had a U.S. title run and a Intercontinental run, and I think he had tag too.
Yeah.
Um, but you look at everything he's done outside of WWE, GCW, Japan, all the titles he's held since then, TNA appearances, AEW appearances. You make a list, and he's pretty much done it shy of a few things. I mean, he went from being a non-deathmatch wrestler to a deathmatch wrestler, which is
Yeah.
not easy to transition into when you're not used to doing that. Um, so yeah, I mean, Matt has a right to call himself anything he really wants to, because I mean he's done it.
Mm-hmm.
So
All right. Well, Darius, what say you, brother?
Listen, I echo what Jerry said, and here's the thing. I think what happens is, listen, people go on Twitter and X and just feel like they can just say what they want to say to people, and feel like there's no repercussions. And Chelsea Green was standing on business because here's the thing: when you look at Chelsea and what Chelsea has done and Matt has done, like specifically what Matt Cardona has done, and like Jerry alluded to, it's not hard. It's not easy, I should say, to go from not being a deathmatch wrestler to doing that. It takes time, and it takes a whole change in your persona and mindset.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, Matt Cardona has taken his character, taken it all over the globe, which is not easy to do as well. Everybody in Japan knows who he is just as much as people here knows who he is. That's not easy to do for even wrestlers in WWE. That's not easy to do. No less, Matt Cardona just did it and been to every promotion, New Japan. I think it was at NWA as well,
he was
and
in
TNA.
he
And because
wrestled
I
for
know
the
I saw,
NWA title.
yeah, I know I saw him at NWA. So, like, here's the thing. It's and going back to Chelsea, if you look at the path Chelsea has taken to get to become the Women's United States Champion, like look what all has Chelsea has done. And we talked about that spot where she went through those tables. There's only a handful of people on the roster at the WWE that would have took that spot.
Yeah.
And she's really she's really on the top of the list of doing it, and she did
Mm-hmm.
it. And when you think about the whether the mid card belts, like they're worker belts, Chelsea's the perfect. Chelsea knows how to work. Chelsea has worked with everybody. She knows how to. And more importantly, and I think this is important, her character. She sells you, and she goes all in. But when she's the United. She sells you on it. You go on social media. She sells you. You watch SmackDown. She sells you on it, and that's not easy to do because she's the first to do it. When you're the first to do anything, everyone's going to go back and look and go, that's kind of how that's what the barometer is. That's what you're supposed to be. Like, and she and like I said, and going back to and flipping back to Matt Cardona, look, not a lot of wrestlers can have the resume that he's had. Like when the guy I saw what the guy posted, and it's like to basically sit there and say nobody likes Matt Cardona, like here's the thing: if Matt Cardona shows up at the Royal Rumble, you damn right there's going to be a pop
Mm-hmm.
because he, like I said earlier, he reaches everybody. When you go around to different promotions and they know who you are and you put the work in, like Jerry said, essentially Cody Rhodes gave the blueprint,
Yeah.
and Cody's right now the heavyweight champion.
Mhm.
So he's the WWE champion. So at the end of the day, like to put a button on it, I'm very proud of the work that both Matt and Chelsea has done because if you know the path that they've taken, and listen, they deserve to like Chelsea right now. She's over in Europe. She's over in London. With the with the Netflix. So she's over there promoting. And listen, WWE just doesn't send anybody. They sent their champion over there. They said
Mm-hmm.
like she could have been like she was willing to go halfway across the world, continue to promote the company. So anybody who discredits what either one of them has done, either just like I say, just say you don't like them, or just tell me you don't watch wrestling. Like just tell me one of those two things, because those are the only two justifiable reasons why you would have the logic that you would have in that regard.
Mm. Let's talk about it. Um, I think Chelsea is amazing, and I love the fact that she stood by her man, and I love the fact that Matt Cardona bet on himself, and that's what anybody would have done in his position. He didn't sulk. He adapted, and like I said, he's to the point. I don't even like when I hear people call him Zach. I like calling him Matt because he stood on his own 2 feet and he's made himself. Let's talk about it. One of the biggest moments happened finally. We got a cash in,
It's
y'all.
Tiffy time.
Yep, it is Tiffy time. Man, the place erupted. Now she kind of threw us an oopsie doops because she kind of had to throw the referee around, which was hilarious. But all right, it finally happened. What's your all thoughts of the cash in? What do you think about Tiffany now being the focal point of the women division on SmackDown? And where do we go from here?
I'll let you go, Jerry.
Okay. It was about time. Um, she's worked her ass off since she's been there, and you know me, it's hard for me to get behind anybody that went from. I'm trying to put this politely. Anybody that went from being any other athlete into a professional wrestler without going through the basic stuff, the indie runs, the
Yeah.
instead of somebody that just went straight into WWE's Performance Center. Um, but on that note, like I said, she has busted her ass and created her gimmick, and it works, and she deserves to be champion.
All right. Cool. about you, Ladarius?
Thank you, Jerry. Thank you. Great job as always, Jerry. Great work. Now, see, I gave a. You see, this is why I don't give compliments. You see. There's the evidence.
You guys are great. You guys are great. Just, yeah.
Yeah, I gave him a compliment and just went. Anyway, it's fine. It was like a cinder block to my groin. It's okay. Now, for God's sakes, Jerry, I was
I'm
trying to.
cooking that.
Jerry, I'm trying to relate to you. Listen, what I've done it. Listen, I like my nether regions, but that's you, Jerry.
I had a cup on.
Jerry. You know what, Jerry? Now I don't know. I feel mixed about that, so I'm just gonna skip it. Now, there's mixed emotions there, so I'm gonna skip that. Not saying that I didn't hear what you said, but cinder blocks to the nether regions. Now, here's the thing. If you watch Tiffany Stratton out in NXT, and it's one of those moments where you just watch her and you watch the work she put in, because like to Jerry's point, she came from a whole different sport. I believe it was gymnastics, I believe.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And she came from an athletic sport, like Bianca Belair came from track and field. And, and the last legend, she came from basketball, because, that's the nerd in me. I said, I know who that is. And I'm like, and she played for my favorite team, but it's not about me. It's about the segment. Now, the thing is, and for Tiffany Stratton and the work she's put in, the work that she's done, when you saw her work, I should say, in NXT, like you knew something was there. You didn't know what initially, but like the potential. It's like, like a blue chip. Like, if you give it a couple of years and she's going to main event WrestleMania. That's what people feel about Tiffany Stratton. And right now, her winning that belt, listen, I argue the point that, listen, we don't know the card of WrestleMania, like CW said earlier, but I think that's a good thing, like you echoed as well, because then you can kind of, mess around and kind of, if this is 2 nights, I would not be shocked if Tiffany Stratton was main evented maybe night 1. I would not be shocked, depending on if we get what I think we're going to get. That's important. If I think we're going to get what I think we're going to get, I think it's going to work. So her cashing it in is basically, this could be the year of Tiffany Stratton. And we're going to see that potential. You're going to see any and all comers. You're going to see some returns. And we're going to see Tiffany Stratton put on some great matches this year. And it's well deserved, because I go back to what Jerry said. It's not easy when it's not your first trait. When it's not the first thing that you do. You have, to go into performance centers and going to wrestling academies. Like, she went from learning, gymnastics, which is a very athletic sport, going into the performance center, figuring that out, and here she is now. It doesn't feel like it's that long, but the last couple of years, Tiffany Stratton had just shown that potential. And listen, like I say, don't be shocked if she main events of WrestleMania. If not this year, in the next couple of years. It's one of those absolute locks. That's how much Tiffy time is over. She's over. It's going to be it's going to be great to see her run.
All right. So now let's ask the other question. We had a number 1 contenders match on the following week, which was this past Friday, which was Bayley, Naomi, Bianca, and Nia. And the winner was going to be the number 1 contender. That would be Bayley. But the question I have for you guys, have we even gotten any closer to Jade Cargill, or are we going to pretty much find out at the Rumble? What say y'all? And also, what are you thinking about, this match and the contenders for Tiffy time? We'll start with Jerry on this
one. I mean, as far as a contender for Tiffany, any of those people would have been, good. Bayley, especially because, there's that Bayley's been there. Same with Naomi. Mm-hmm. They've been there. Nia, because she literally beat Nia for it. As far as the Jade thing goes, honestly, I think it's probably going to be Rumble that we find something out.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly would like for it to be uh, the week before.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Saturday night main event.
Yeah, or yeah, something like that. Like that way you can have that match at Rumble. It's just a filler match or whatever. If it, depending on who it was. That's just me.
Yeah, I like that idea actually. All right, what say you there, Ladarius?
The thing is, I think Bailey was the right way to go because, like Jerry alluded to, you look at the match, you look at Bianca champion, Bailey champion, Nia former champion. So, and Naomi, everybody in the match was a champion. Champion. So it was it's one of those things where look, you could have gone either. I understand not going with Bianca because I think that Jade Cargill storyline, I think she's going to tie to that. I think Nia, not quite yet. I think we may get a rematch at some point down the road. And Naomi, I think Bianca and Naomi are kind of tied to the Jade Cargill storyline. So in my mind, I went, we may not get. So basically, came down to basically, was it going to essentially be Bailey or Nia? And since Bailey's the right call because listen, she has the experience. Put Tiffany Stratton in there with someone, they fought before, so they're familiar with one another. So I absolutely like it, and like I say, the whole Jade Cargill thing, I would really love to know before the Rumble. I really would. Like
Mm-hmm.
if they do it the night of, I'm not going to be upset. But I believe what happens is it's going to lead to something connected to WrestleMania. That part I feel fairly confident on. So
Right.
I'm just going to be curious to see where they go in that direction. But more specifically, seeing Tiffany and Bailey go at it, listen, not the worst thing in the world either. So,
Nope. I mean, looking forward to Bailey versus Tiffany. I think that will be a match that Bailey could definitely carry her through, and not in a bad way. I just think she could definitely highlight what Tiffany could do, and
Right.
it's just going to be a really good match for her. Um, and then, like I said, we'll discuss what we saw with Bailey because she was around Raw too. So, also big ups to Cody. So basically, Roman has his Ufa waffle or whatever LA Knight called it earlier today. Um, his Day necklace. Anyway, which both were funny. I think I like Drew McIntyre's Ufa Woofa thing. So we now have Roman declared for the Rumble as well as John Cena. We'll discuss that later, and then CM Punk later on. The cool thing in this was, or the one thing is, Cody basically came down to basically stop Kevin Owens after he stunned Roman Reigns, which we'll discuss that match because that was the tribal combat itself was good. It's just left me wanting more. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie, but that's when we get into our Raw Netflix thing because we got to make it bigger. We've already talked about the tag match, talked about Shinsuke and LA Knight. What's your views on the new Shinsuke? What are y'all thinking now with him being the U.S. champion? What's y'all's opinion?
Go ahead.
yes. No, I'll go for it.
Double dare.
Yeah, I know. Me and
Fiscal
Jerry,
calendar.
yeah, me and Jerry have this
Triple
camaraderie.
dare.
I don't triple Jesus. First of all, Jerry, you've done a great job. We appreciate it. Now, you see,
He smiled.
no, he didn't. No,
Yes, he did. I saw it.
That's more convincing. You can lose a little bit of the snarkiness, but it's a great smile. Now, I think what's interesting is with the new Shinsuke. Listen, I like it. It's when you're able to kind of do the transformation in character,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it works for Shinsuke. Like like some people may not, I kind of I'm coming around on the music. I'm coming around on it. It gives me like a western. It gives me like a western vibe to it, and which is cool, which I kind of like. But when it's Shinsuke, look, it's hard to say anything negative about Shinsuke and the work he's put in, not only like in WWE, but the work he's put in Japan and other promotions. So, but in terms of his character here, I think it fits. And listen, I'm curious to see what happens. Do we get Shinsuke and do we get them? Do we get that match again? And if so, do we get it WrestleMania? Do we get it? Listen, Saturday Night Main Event card is not exactly full yet.
Yeah, we've
So,
only got 2 matches so far.
like I say, I really like his character, and like I say, doing that transformation to character when you're able to pull it off like Shinsuke can, it absolutely works. Me personally, I like the theme music. I'm coming around on, but I like his character.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I mean, I've always liked the Japanese characters as far as like the more what's the word I'm looking for? Traditional,
Mm-hmm.
I think. To where like it's more their roots and whatnot. And that's what I think we're getting with this Shinsuke character is more of his Japanese roots coming out. I mean, he comes out with the samurai mask gimmick. He's got the black paint on his eyes. He's doing the mist just like Muda and
Mm-hmm.
all of them. So I mean, we're getting that old school version of a Japanese character, like they used to do with Muda and Tajiri and all those guys. Now, do I think we're gonna get LA and Shinsuke again? Yes, I do.
Mm-hmm.
Now, whether it's Saturday night main event, Rumble, whatever. Honestly, me personally, I would do it if it had to be between those two. I would do it at Saturday night main event simply because that leaves Rumble open for your heavyweight title matches, your tag title matches, your more, I don't want to say more main event titles, but not that
Story,
the not
stories
that the
around
US title is not a main event title. Because obviously we have seen that mid card titles can be main event titles.
it. Oh yeah.
But that's me personally. Now, if you don't want to do it Saturday night main event or Rumble, do it at Elimination Chamber.
I like that. All right. So let's switch over.
And
And
I
by
will
the
be
way,
right back.
what did you guys think about the blue mat, the SmackDown blue mat? We'll just go ahead and ask you, and then when Jerry comes back, we'll bring that up to him when he.
Yeah, I kind of liked it. It's kind of like I like the change in the aesthetics.
Mm-hmm.
It's different, and it kind of gives you that old school kind of vibe as well. So, because when I first saw it, I'm like, wow. I'm like, I'm like, I haven't seen the blue mat in a minute.
Yeah.
So, for them to bring it back, and to me, to bring it back and kind of and given like the new kind of era we're kind of in,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's great. I think you're getting the aesthetic, you're getting the feel, and I can't say enough about it. It's really really good, and I think it's like those subtle changes, even though it's just like to some people, oh, it's just a blue mat, but it's so much bigger than that. It's
No,
like
no,
it, to the eye, to the viewer, like it's a different feel, and I personally loved it.
it just brought me back to an old school vibe, and I liked it. It's just one of those, and I'm can't wait to hear Jerry on that one because I know it really the blue kind of brought us back. I know brought me back to like when I used to see NWA wrestling. I would see the ring and I would see the mat, and it was a light blue. So I
Yeah.
thought it looked great on TV. It looks really good, and I like the aerial shot. Always looks really awesome. All right, so SmackDown has went through a transformation, and then they got now Joe T, and we also have Wade Barrett now. Jerry,
Yes.
what's your view on the new ring color on SmackDown, the blue? What do you think about it?
I mean, SmackDown's always had a blue color to it. So it wasn't really much of a change other than the slight coloration of the blue.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, to me, it looks fine.
Yeah, it reminds me of the NWA.
Yeah, it
Back
looks
in the day,
fine.
and I loved it. So yeah, all right, let's talk about it. Raw on Netflix. God, that hurt actually. Uh, Raw on Netflix. My ring will catches my hand sometimes, and that thing is heavy, and it's
Don't
like
do that.
I know, but it's like I didn't expect it to turn the way it did. Anyway, all right. So Netflix on Raw, man, you want to talk about lead up? You want to talk about like build? That was something. And here's
The
the thing:
entrance.
three. First of all, the first episode in L.A. You heard the names that were rumored to be out: The Rock, Cena. Roman was going to wrestle. You heard Undertaker may come out. What made you think you were going to get a typical Raw show?
Yeah.
All right. There were 4 wrestling matches.
Yeah.
So I understand people losing their minds over the story aspect. My thing is this: no matter what, you had a 100% buy-in rate with CM Punk versus Seth Rollins.
Yep.
You were going to be invested in that match regardless. The tribal combat match, you were going to enjoy that match too. Rhea finally getting the belt back, you were going to enjoy that. The only match I could say that I was like, well, they could have done without was Jey Uso and Drew McIntyre.
Drew.
But the only thing is that match ends up playing very vital for what happened on Raw this past week.
Yeah.
So, what was your guys' thoughts? And yes, we're going to discuss Boo-a-mania, but we'll just put that in a later spot. We're not going to. We want to talk the good parts. What did you enjoy?
We gotta get out of here, Daddy. We gotta get out of here.
What was the good parts of Netflix on Raw, the debut? What did you enjoy of it?
So that whole lead up entrance
Mm-hmm.
with the curtain and the video package, I didn't realize that it was playing on a curtain. I thought it was like a legit video package. I didn't
Okay.
realize that it was on a screen on a curtain. So when that curtain dropped, I was like, okay, that's badass.
Yes.
And then, Hunter's just standing there in the middle of the ring that entire time. I don't even want to know how long he's been standing there.
Hopefully he has a pea cup like The Rock did.
God, I hope he had something, because a chair or something. But
He had
that
Mac
whole
to sit on.
lead up entrance was great. I loved it. I enjoyed it. I don't get how people were pissed off that he broke kayfabe, but whatever. Um, yeah, apparently people were pissed off because he used the terms of heel, face, mark, all this other bullshit.
Oh, now that part, I didn't hear
It's
people complain about.
scripted.
Yeah. There you go.
You've known this for years.
Yeah, it's not like the secret was out there, pal.
Come on. We're entertainers. It's not it's fine. Um as far as the matches go,
Mm-hmm.
like you said, I was invested in Roman and Solo. I was invested in Liv and Rhea. I was invested in Punk and Seth. Drew and Jay, I get it because I get what they're trying to do
Mm-hmm.
with tying Drew back into the bloodline deal with
Yeah.
Cody and Punk, or not Punk, but Cody and Seth and all that. Um, but like you said, honestly, if they didn't have that match, it would have been fine. They didn't need it. It was a great filler match. They didn't need it. Taker showing up for Rhea after the match, that was great. That music, I knew something was gonna happen because Rhea just stood there,
Mm-hmm.
and then the music or the dong, and I'm just like, okay. And then the American Badass hit. I was like,
Yes. Yes.
okay.
Yep. And then they got the fisting. Well, they did the fisting.
Yeah,
Yeah. No matter
yeah.
what, you're gonna hear a pause on that one.
that was great. That was a whole great thing. And then you ruin it by
No. We're not
Yeah.
talking about that part.
you ruin it by that. You
Yeah.
ruined the whole show by that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We got some thoughts on. I got some thoughts.
Hold on.
Jared's
I
got
don't
something.
think it was ruined. I think the fans just made sure you knew
Yeah.
not to invite that person again.
Listen,
Yeah.
all I'm gonna say is that when the minute your Titantron comes on, they start. That's not good.
Yeah,
Like,
that ain't good.
That's not good.
The only other
gotta
thing
hear
I will
Daddy.
add, and then I'll hush. Tying The Rock into the Bloodline match and having him present the Ulafala was great, because if you think about it, now that Alpha and Seeker are gone, he's the elder,
Yeah, he is.
which I don't know if many people thought about that. I mean, outside of Brock's mom, of course, but
Yeah.
he is the
But she's not coming in the ring.
eldest male of
Yeah.
the family, and that was perfect. It was great.
Mhm.
And then they tied in the fact of him being the high chief now, which is even better.
Mm-hmm. We'll talk more on that end because yeah. What say you there, Ladarius?
You gotta get out of here, Daddy. I'm scared. No.
All right. Truth be told, me and Ladarius are watching the NX or Netflix thing, and when that music hits, we both are like, "Oh hell no!" And then it's like you just heard nothing but boos, and he's like, and I remember saying to like, "Do you even hear what he says?" He's like, "No, Daddy, I can't."
Oh, Daddy, we
It's
gotta
like-
get out of here.
So I bet you Jimmy Hart's like going over to the tunnel. We gotta go, guys. It's kind of short.
Yeah, Daddy, we gotta get. Hunter, Paul, do something. We gotta get.
Yeah, that whole fucking segment.
Oh,
Bring the golf cart, Daddy.
And then
We
him
gotta go.
barely ripping the shirt off. I was just like, Jesus Christ, bro, give it a rest.
Like,
like I said, we'll talk about that in its own separate spot.
you don't have to do it, baby. Just get out of here.
Oh, I'm not saying nothing bad about Jimmy Hart. I love Jimmy Hart.
Oh no,
Oh,
no, say like, okay, baby, we gotta stop it, Daddy.
No,
we
the
gotta get out of
comp,
here.
We
LA
all love
Sports.
you love
Yeah.
We all love.
No,
Jimmy
I
Hart.
love Jimmy Hart. I've always loved Jimmy Hart as a manager.
Yeah.
Yeah, see,
It's just-
I love Jimmy Hart, but not the guy who said he loved Jimmy Hart.
Hold on. We're gonna go into it a little deeper, and Terry, I know you know how you are, so trust me, you'll enjoy what we have to say because it's funny. Because as I was telling Ladarius, I swear to God, Jimmy Hart was having flashbacks. Go
Yeah.
ahead, brother.
Oh, Daddy, this is not good. Paul, Hunter, somebody, Jesus, get me out of here.
I thought the Sheik was controversial.
They cheered the Sheik on social media. He's been dead for all this.
Right?
He's taunting him from the grave.
Iron Sheik was
Yep.
right. Hulk Hogan, hot tour.
I do it. We break his back and make him humble.
So the hot tour girl did that. Okay, anyway.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
That's how she lost all that money.
Mm.
oh
She should
no,
give
Daddy.
respect to Iron Sheik.
I told you to invest. Yeah, we'll save it for the next segment. We'll save it. You know, what made the first Raw enjoyable, like I said, I love the fact of what they did with The Rock. Bring it in the Samoan, it's hack to us, sir. If you're gonna put it in the comments, it's hack to a. It's like a knockoff version of hack to.
No, honestly, I think the Sheik's was hacked to a. Honestly,
Yeah, I think
but when this guy comments on it,
he has
it's not
to,
right.
Yes. This is Terry, the guy that he has to always call out. It's hilarious.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Well,
I don't call
proceed.
I don't
Peter
call it
Griffin
anybody
versus-
else on the show. I think everybody does a great job on this show. So some people may not receive the comments the same way, and I may get dubs thrown at me, but that's okay. Because I have a couple of blackbirds myself. Now, the point is, here's the thing. I love the way how they tied in with The Rock and and like Jerry, it kind of gives you something. I think people were expecting something like, to be honest, I'm like, oh man,
I was
especially
expecting more.
when The Rock was in the corner and Roman, and the way they did the camera shot, I'm like, oh man, he's gonna jump him from behind.
I was expecting it at the handshake. I was expecting
yeah,
him to
like
grab
that
him
was the
and-
first. Yeah, like it was like
bottom,
when I
yeah.
saw that, I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, if they're not gonna do it there, then I'm like, so when they did the camera angle where The Rock was like in the one side of the ring and
All was in
Roman
the
was in
other.
the middle, I'm like, oh, he has the opportunity, and I'm like, and that's what I loved about it. It was the tease. It was the absolute tease that got me. And listen, first of all, The Rock was having a good time. He knew it was Netflix. He was having a great time.
He was
He's having a
having
great time.
fun.
Listen,
Yes.
time, Rock didn't care.
Yeah.
You
He's on the board.
Yeah. It was like we can go all
Dude,
night. Okay.
That was
okay.
corporate rock. That was rock.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
we got a mix of corporate rock, Hollywood rock, and final boss
Cody,
rock.
I love you. Tell Mama Rose I said hello.
You see Mama Rose watching?
Cody laughing his ass off.
He's like
That one was a
"Seriously?"
little crazy, so we don't know what she would do.
Listen, I mean,
That whole family's crazy.
Well, yeah, look at him.
but going back up. Okay, I found my place. Got it. So, listen, with Rhea and Liv, great to see. Liv, the great match between Liv and Rhea. Rhea getting the belt back. Undertaker, I've always said is my all-time favorite wrestler. I don't, and him, and plus that American Badass version is one of my favorite iterations of the Undertaker. Because to me, I put that up there with like the Ministry of Darkness Undertaker, and I put it up there in terms of like Undertaker can pull off anything, and even though I felt that as a kid, and I still feel that as an adult today. So, and then like I say, the
snakeskin pants.
Yeah, listen, we all make mistakes. Now, some snake had to die.
Give him with the rolling, but yeah,
some poor snake had to die. Like, I need some pants. Some big old bird meat snake. What? I'm going to what? No. I'm not doing it. Do it for the family. But the thing is, so going to that, and then listen, you could have like McIntyre and Uso wasn't a terrible match. You kind of, I understand because you only had 4 matches, so you had to put something on there, for the product. And listen, and Rollins Punk absolutely knocked it out of the park. And listen, no, I told C Double this, but Jerry, I was called a CM Punk mark on social media.
Oh well, I am too. That's okay. Apparently Corey Graves was pulled from NXT tonight.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
By the way, we're going to talk about Punk and Rollins last after because we're talking about this. We're going to talk about the bad, and then we're going to talk about.
I had a story.
Okay,
well, I had my story.
Hit your story. No. I want you to hit your story. But when we review the match, I want you to keep the review because the match itself was really good, and I figured
I'll pause the story.
Okay, because the story is also good too. Because I cracked up at your story too, by the way.
Yeah, I paused the story. So we'll continue on. Yeah.
All right. So let's talk about it real quick. Roman, Solo, it was a good match. All the interference as you expected, by the way, except for Jimmy. Did not come out, and that is kind of big when you think about what Drew McIntyre said. Come out. Yeah, what Drew McIntyre said on Raw last night. But Kevin Owens shows up and stuns Roman, and it was shocking because you didn't expect it. Then Cody comes out to beat up on KO. And we got the Cody Cutter, and anytime you say Cody Cutter, you must yell it at the top of your lungs because that's the way it needs to be called. But anyway, that's a shot at sock base, but I still love how he called it that though. In AEW back in the day, I love The Rock coming out. I didn't even think about the dynamic of Roman's dad and uncle passing, and how that would elevate The Rock as being the next oldest male. So he is the High Chief. So I still feel like there could be something be done there. And now it makes me wonder if Rock and Drew McIntyre are working together. Because, look, I just want something to be tied with Roman and Rock somehow.
Yeah.
I cannot go with this WrestleMania thinking Rock is not going to be involved in Las Vegas, no less. Oh, Jerry's asked the.
You're good. I'm just turning on the fan.
Okay. So, I understand how people were losing their minds about, oh well, this shouldn't happen. They shouldn't do this. Rock should have done something. And then, folks, Jerry just said it too, and I know Ladarius will say it. But look, The Rock was in a mood of, I'm the board. I am one of the high people here. I also represent WWE, aka I am being a good host. I'm having fun. Homeboy wants to drink tequila with Cody and drive off. Guess what? Even though it's illegal, he could do that because he's The Rock. He probably paid the cops to look the other way.
He's gonna drink tequila, drive up the tunnel, and turn around.
I don't even know what the hell the yell was, but guess what? Good for you, Rock.
That was the Samoan
Yeah,
Yahoo, whatever. Yeah.
we know. So, but big times. Look, let's not lose our minds over the fact that Cody and him drank tequila together. Trust me, a lot of your favorite wrestling enemies and heroes
Our
drank
best
together
friends.
also because they were the best drinking partners ever.
You know what? You know what?
Yeah.
Dusty and Flair drank together
A lot.
a lot.
Nikita Koloff and Dusty drank together.
A lot.
Yeah. Arn Anderson and Nikita drank together a lot. It's like,
lot.
guys, it's okay. We're not. Hold on. Well, Darius, you okay? You're looking like you're shocked here to find out that some of this is true.
I'm just listening to you guys.
It's not the 70s anymore.
Yeah, I'm listening to you guys. I'm learning. I don't. You guys are doing a great job.
I just wanted to make sure you knew it. You knew.
No. Now you're treating me like how Jerry treated me with the colors.
No. Because we got people that don't know, and it's just. Or when they
here's the thing.
with The Rock and Cody, the amount of people so mad about it.
Here's the thing. The thing. Let's dive into another sport. Listen, Magic Johnson and Larry Bird were enemies on the court, but they were friends off of it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I think what we have to understand, more specifically going back to wrestling. Listen, I'm pretty sure that your favorite wrestler is a friend of a wrestler you don't like. I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go to Vegas and slap down the money and tell you that, listen, like you mentioned Volkov, you're mentioning like on TV they were great, like they, you needed that, but off camera they loved each other because they respected one another's work and their craft. Mm-hmm. Like it's not like you see it all the time, and so it's amazing when people go on social media and get upset over something that they really shouldn't be upset about. Oh, it's like, how dare Cody share a drink with The Rock? I'm like, you do realize that their families intertwined. You do realize that. You do realize that the Road family, and you do realize this. It's like, yes, they great on camera as enemies? Sure. But off camera, they respect each other's families. They respect what they've done, not for just with WWE, frenemies. Exactly. So at the end of the day, listen, people don't understand it, but like, I'm glad you guys made it a point because, like, at the end of the day, it's wrestling. It's for our entertainment. Listen, the minute those cameras got up, they're heading in the car, they're finding the local bar, and they're just gonna drink because that's what they do.
Mm-hmm.
Batman and Joker show you. Okay,
Now, Terry, no, I'm calling Pally.
A Coke and a smile. Listen, first of all, why has it be a Coke? Why couldn't it be a Pepsi? Why couldn't it have been like an alcoholic beverage? Why couldn't it have been like some rum or some vodka? Look,
really
off. Well, listen.
All we're saying is don't believe everything you see on TV.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is that I think Terry on camera probably does a cluck, cluck, cluck. But that's just conjecture. That's just conjecture. It's not true, but he leans off the camera sometimes and comes back a different person. So and by the way, Jerry, I love your background. I love your logo. It's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
It actually is, man. It was standing out there when you left. It was like,
Thank
wow.
you.
We
Looks
were like,
awesome.
oh, where's Jerry?
It's
But we get the back
replacing
end.
this logo.
Yeah, I see that. I like
Yeah,
how
where can
stands
I get
out.
where can I get a Viking shirt, Jerry?
Yeah.
Got a whole website.
Okay.
I'll
You
have
never
to.
you never promote. I'm listening. See,
That's
I'm trying
because
to
I
help.
always say that it's in my link tree. Everything is in my link tree.
You see, I give comp. Okay, let's just continue.
We're
Let's
gonna
just
work
continue.
on that. We're gonna work on that. Don't worry.
We'll
Don't
just
worry. Don't worry.
continue.
We're going live. All right.
No, we know, Terry. We know you're leaning. We just don't know what side, but we know you're
Yeah.
leaning. We know.
All right. So look. So what's good about this is then we had the John Cena stuff. Look, John Cena is.
Are you serious, Terry? I know what you're trying to do, Terry. And listen, you're going to get Emperor Petty tomorrow morning. And look, all you had to do, just like I always tell you, just let me do me, mind my business,
Thank you,
and you
Terry.
just keep it going. But no, Terrence Trent D'Arby, you want to keep speaking and this wishing well, and you're signing your name, and I'm signing it Emperor Petty because you're going to get it. Back to the wrestling show.
If you thought CM Punk and Seth Rollins didn't like each other, just get ready for Emperor Petty and T Will. This is going to be.
The difference is we don't drink after the show. We literally take separate cars. We're like, no. We're like, no.
Yeah,
we don't even shake hands. We're like, oh, see, look, he gives me a high five. I go, no thanks, and then I leave.
All right.
Yeah.
Another big thing was Cena announcing that he's going to try to go for the Rumble, but also I like that I'm drinking right now. Oh Lord! All right, so Cena mentioning the streak of 2,446 days that was last week. So I'm not going to do the math. So
A lot of days.
a lot of days.
A lot of
he's
time.
last
A lot of
won
time.
a wrestling
A
match.
lot.
My question to y'all: afterwards, they show a video promo, and just happens to see a guy seated in Logan Paul.
See you, Terry.
George, I see what Terry. I see what Terry's trying.
Listen, Terry, I want you to tell us something that we don't know. We know that you sip, okay? On the show, when you forget segments, we know you weren't drinking orange juice. You put something in the orange juice. We know. We just want to know
remember,
what
Terry,
you put in the orange juice.
Terry was showing love to us, and we want to thank Terry because you know what? Hey, breakdancing, that's the way we do it here. We got Liv Morgan, Rhea Ripley. They had their women's match. Rhea finally wins, and then The Undertaker comes out.
Of course, it's
Well,
vodka.
the best part, dude, vodka? Is it Grey Goose?
Yeah.
That's what I need. What type of vodka are we drinking?
Yeah,
Anyway.
he does give me like a Grey Goose vibe, kind of.
Yeah,
he does give me Grey Goose vibes. Yeah.
And by the way, Daphne LaShawn was the referee, so we love you, Aja. Let's see, 226 days of we already knew the title reign, and the beautiful thing about this was we got to see Dominic Mysterio, the chicken tender slut, get a riptide.
Yes.
After he got his huevos kicked. And then she went out there, fixed the wedgie. We saw that slightly. And then The Undertaker came out, and they began...
Right, yeah, Terry, yeah, pause. Yeah.
What? There was no pause. It's just they fist. They did the fist thing.
Stop putting your fist, that thing fisting. Stop, put your fist down.
They did the fist thing. That's what they did, fisting. No, they didn't, the fist thing, not the fist thing. Anyway.
You sound like Vanilla Ice. You sound like dung 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 da dung dung dung. And that's what you said. It's not copyright. Mine goes bun dung dung da dung dung. There goes bun dung dung da dung dung. I'm like, I feel like we're talking in circles here.
That is one of my favorite things ever. So we're going to talk about. So those are some cool things we got to see. All right, so things you wish you didn't see is going to be this little segment. It's Travis Scott coming out
smoking a blunt.
The man looked lost.
It's
Like he couldn't find his ticket.
Am I supposed to say something?
He had too many blunts
Yeah,
before he went out
and
there.
Jay Uso comes out, and Jay and Travis have this look of, what do we do? And you see Travis offering the blunt, and it's like, bro.
Nah, I'm good.
Oh hell, silver chest hair, silver.
Yeah,
Bro. We didn't need to know what your ring attire is going to be.
Listen, we know you go shirtless and wear silk pajama bottoms. We didn't need to know any of that. Okay, this is a
damn. Watch me
we didn't
move.
need to, listen. See, he rocks too hard. He's gonna fall. Then we got to pick him up tomorrow. And I'm not picking up anybody. No, sorry. Yeah.
So, and then Pat McAfee, the man that I loathe and despise, already is celebrating Jey Uso, which is fine. I'm used to the retardedness that is Pat McAfee. It is he tries to get Michael Cole up there. Michael Cole comes up, looks like a fish out of water. I didn't even want to look how bad it is.
Yeah, it's underrated, but
fail.
silk is underrated, but we just don't want to see you wearing the silk because that'd be something we didn't ask for. So,
and whoever came up with the idea to get Travis Scott off commentary and escort him without anyone seeing, thank you. You saved all of us.
That was Hunter. Like, get up there, get him out of there.
Yeah.
Hunter, well, I think originally I think he was supposed to perform.
Yes.
Yeah, he was. I think he was supposed to perform like they're starting from the crowd and kind of work his way down. Because he was just standing there pausing. I'm like, oh man, the music's on. I think the music's on, but he's not there. He's not there.
Oh, he wasn't there, all right.
Yeah. The music's on, but he's not there.
I'm like, bro. Now I know why Triple H was high when he invited you. He got a contact high in that thing.
Right.
It's like
I need a couple of sandwiches.
Main event Jey Uso with a roll-up pin. I mean, it wasn't the best match. It was a good match. Also, I'm not real keen on the New Day. It's like this. New Day has to get something going for themselves.
Yeah.
Because they haven't done anything. Let's talk about how to treat a legend who will say certain things and will be recorded. Hell, Hulk Hogan comes out. And folks, I didn't want to just go, oh, this one about things we're not going to talk about. No, we're going to talk. This was, poor Jimmy Hart had to relive Vietnam the way this man walked out with.
You gotta get out of here, Daddy. You gotta get out of here.
He was with the Irish Sheik waving the flag, and he's going, wait a minute, I'm waving the U.S. flag. What the hell's going on? Why are they moving us?
Okay, baby, we gotta get out of here.
Hulk probably looking at Jimmy going, damn, you got a lot of heat. But my God, this is the kind of heat you don't want.
No.
He got booed when the Titantron came on.
Yeah, yes, when the Titantron lit up yellow.
You usually get booed when you come out. Audience said, no, we're not going to do it. We're going to boo you before we wouldn't boo.
You got
they weren't saying boogin, they were just saying boo.
You only heard dunt and you heard Pat McAfee. Oh, it's the legend, it's the goal.
Yeah. Reel it back in, McAfee. Reel that bad boy back in.
He had to.
Reel it back.
Even Cole couldn't even save him. He's like,
no can do.
Okay, first of all, number one, so the ring, if one thing we didn't bring up was the ring on the Raw side of Netflix, they had sponsors all over the place. They had the Riyadh one. They had Fortnite in the center. They had Prime shit drink. They
didn't have Prime on there at all.
Huh?
Prime wasn't on there at all.
No, it was a Prime one on the corner.
Was there? I didn't see it.
Yeah, it was last week. Now this week it was Snickers and some other stuff. But the funny part was Hulk Hogan's logo was on there. The beard, the shitty beard that he because they bought some stock into.
Bet they're regretting that now.
Oh, boy, you know they did. So, what did y'all think about the Boo-mania that went on in LA, where everyone, first of all, and please don't, by the way, if you're in the comments, don't tell me it was politics. The Undertaker came
It
out,
wasn't politics.
show with Donald Trump, and he wasn't even booed. So that should tell you something.
That was repercussions of things said.
Oh, yes. And Hogan knows best turned out to be, no, he doesn't. But Jerry or Ladarius, whoever wants to go
I mean,
first.
I don't got no foot in the game, so.
All right. Go ahead, Ladarius.
Toss it to me, Jerry. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, Daddy, I gotta say some words. I don't know. These crowds are gonna get me, Daddy.
This is what Ladarius was doing the whole time as we were talking, because he's going, what's Jimmy Hart? Because I kept going, what's Jimmy Hart thinking? And here's Ladarius telling, oh, Daddy, I gotta go.
Oh, Daddy, we gotta get out of here. Wrap it up, baby. The Q sign. No, here's the thing. Like I said, it's very important to note that politics was never the issue here, because listen, like I said earlier, The Undertaker will always be my all-time favorite wrestler, because I understand other people in the IWC doesn't understand. You can kind of separate politics from the wrestler. Now, Kane, okay, yeah, I never did. That's I'm not going to get into that, but it's how you go about it. And like Kane, he makes it too overt. You're like, listen, listen, and listen. Let's pull up that footage. Let's pull up that storyline with you and Lita. That's going to work great when you run for president someday. It's going to be real great. It was a storyline. You sure it was? Yeah, I'm not too sure. Not too sure. But anyway, back to the point. To me, what we saw a wrestling community. We saw a crowd basically say, we know what you said, and we don't forget. They kept all the receipts, because here's the thing. The wrestling community can be very forgiving if you show some kind of apology that's actually worth something.
Yeah.
Tessa. Mm-hmm.
Hulk Hogan never really came out and fully apologized. Because listen, I heard what he said on that tape. And, listen, you want to talk about somebody who was upset and offended? I was super offended. I was super upset. Because here's the thing. And the reality is Hulk Hogan the first wrestler to say those things? No, absolutely not. But he got caught in 4K on saying it. And when he didn't have to say it. That's how Hulk Hogan felt. You just don't wake up feeling like that. You don't all of a sudden say, oh, wow, he was that way the whole time. That's number one. And then when he had the opportunity to walk it back, he essentially, in the eyes, when you don't apologize, essentially means you double down on it.
Mm-hmm.
And like I say, people, listen, this is not politics. Because like you mentioned, The Undertaker had Donald Trump on his podcast. Mm-hmm. He supports Donald Trump. And people say, well, what's the difference? The difference is with The Undertaker. The Undertaker, when he comes out there, you never saw The Undertaker make a speech at a convention supporting Donald Trump. Mm-hmm. He had the right to have him on his show because that's his show. Mm-hmm. But Undertaker never alienated the fan base. He never alienated people to the extent that Hulk Hogan has did. Because you hear like some of the Undertaker's best stories when he talks about the Mark Henry story, where he's bending the right, like those type of stories. Like the Undertaker, horns. So with the Undertaker, it's different. But that's why it's not politics. What we saw from that crowd in Los Angeles was clear. We're done. We don't want you a part of this. And trust me, Hunter heard it. The board, everybody heard it because it was the first show. Everybody who was anybody was in that building, and they heard every single boo. You saw Nick Khan was there. Triple H obviously was there. The Rock was
Netflix
there.
was there.
Everybody who's anybody was there. So that to me is important because everybody heard. The crowd made it clear. We don't want Hulk Hogan. We don't care. Because listen, the ripping the shirt. Listen, my guy needed Arthur. He needed Ben Gay probably to open to rip his shirt. Okay, he couldn't like. It felt like he was trying to open a jar that he had no chance of opening. So it's like it was hard to watch. But you know what? Every boo. I don't want to take too long, but here's the thing. He got and listen, and I'll say this, and he got what he deserved. And anybody, I tell people this: if you defend what he said, just like you defend what Tessa Blanchard said, listen, I don't listen. Does it upset me what they said? Absolutely, it upsets me in more ways than one. But not once did neither one offer an apology. The same reason why people are pissed at Tessa Blanchard is similar to why people were pissed at Hulk Hogan. It's like we don't care. We know what you said. Don't pretend like we're idiots. Because you essentially offended all of us.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's how you felt. And when you got booed and Jimmy Hart was like, "Oh, Daddy, we gotta go, Daddy," he was ready to go because you saw how the promo was getting rushed because nobody cares about Hulk Hogan anymore.
Nah.
Like in terms of wrestling, we don't care. Why don't we care? It's not politics. It's personal.
Yeah.
Because you can't go around and simply espouse the stuff that you said and not expect people to not be pissed. And the only reason why I'll argue this point, it got elevated because of politics, but he wasn't booed because of the politics. That's two different concepts. The politics stuff didn't make him look any better, but that wasn't the reason why he was booed. That was a culmination of people going, "We don't want you here anymore. This is a new era. We're gonna move forward without you." And the Undertaker was cheered because here's the thing. We know who he supports, but the Undertaker never went out of his way to go when he's in front of that crowd. You didn't sit take the microphone and say, "Hey, Trump 2024." No, he made it about. He was out there celebrating with Rhea Ripley, and the crowd loved it.
Yep.
When Hulk Hogan came, we don't care because you showed us. You know what? You showed us we don't. You showed us you don't care. Well, guess what, Terry Bollea? We're going to show you that we don't care. So before I get a heater, I'll leave it there.
All right. Go on Solomonster's Sound Off channel. Check out Solomonster Buries the Hulk Hogan, the real reason. He really goes into some deep stuff. I will just mention it, but the man did an incredible job going over it. Hulk Hogan, one, is a piece of shit, but two, remember Hogan Knows Best and how he did that show, and then Nick Hogan was in that accident. Well, his friend ended up getting really bad brain damage, and Hogan was trying to say he had it coming. And said talking with his son was heard saying, "I hope we don't come back as two brothers." And I'm going, and you wonder why people don't like you? And look, there was a point where he said that he got that he made up or apologized to the locker room. Titus O'Neil has went in and said it was more like, "Hey, just make sure you don't get caught with certain people." It's like that's not an apology. So
yeah,
Hulk
that's
Hogan,
the point.
you deserve the embarrassing moment of that week, and you are an embarrassment. Let's talk about something that was freaking amazing. And this was the last match on the Netflix debut. And look, 3 hours. I was happy with the way by the way, commercials didn't really have. You didn't feel the commercials. We kind of were talking about how quick the show was. But Seth Rollins versus CM Punk, guys, what was your views on that match? And we'll go to Jerry.
Like I said, I don't really have any stand in it. I mean, He said stuff he shouldn't have been saying on recording. Am I still muted?
No,
Oh
we were
no, we're talking about
we were
Oh,
talking
you
about,
changed the subject.
oh
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, you let me have the floor, and
My
and
bad.
I appreciate
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
And then we're talking, yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm multitasking.
Oh, okay. You're good. You're
You're
good.
doing
Anyways,
great.
what
Listen,
was the
Jerry,
new
you're doing
subject?
great. You're doing great, Jerry. Oh, we're talking about the Rollins and Punk match.
Oh, okay, great.
Something that we want to talk about.
So
Yeah.
that match was everything I expected it to be. Um, like I've said plenty of times, if they don't hate each other, they make it damn hard to believe that they don't, because they are, yeah. Um, that whole match was back and forth. The ending kind of was like, I said, okay, I see what you did there, because they basically did the same ending that they did in AEW with Punk and what was it MJF?
Mox. It was
Mox.
Mox.
Knox.
Yeah. So I saw that. Yeah, but overall it was a good match.
All right. What about you, Ladarius? I know you were going to bring up this story, so let's hear
Yeah,
it.
because I'm afraid to, because I don't want this guy to find me and call me a mark again. You know, I really lost a
You're
lot
not
of
a
I lost a lot of sleep over it, let me tell you, while I was eating a sandwich. Now the point, listen, like like Jerry said, watching those, like, if you couldn't tell, if you were just tuning into the product for the first time, you'd really think those guys really don't like each other. Like, it's like in real life, you would think that when the cameras go off, like, they're still fighting off camera. They're like still, like, you would think they really don't like each other. And that's the beauty of that. That was the beauty of it, because listen, they're probably good friends off camera. But don't tell anybody else that, because people might get upset about it. And be like, oh, you talking about Seth Rollins really likes CM Punk and CM Punk likes Seth Rollins? Well, yeah, they kind of
Yes,
intertwine.
I kind of believe that Colby and Phil get along.
Yeah, I kind of feel that Mr. Black and then Mr. No, we're not going to get into it. We're not going to get. Like, should we say Ring of Honor? No, we're not going to say that either. We're not going to say that either. That's going to really anger people more. So, but the point is, it was a great match. I expected nothing less. And listen, and I said it. I put it on Twitter. We got a WrestleMania level main event on the first night of Night Raw on Netflix.
Yep.
That's like we got 4 matches. And like I said, we could argue about like the Uso and like you didn't really need to have it, but I understand why. But Rollins and Punk gave you the feel like a WrestleMania feel match,
Yeah.
and it delivered. And to me, it didn't matter who won that match, in my opinion, because they're going to probably fight again sooner rather than later.
Oh yeah.
So it's not like, oh no, Seth taking a loss is bad. No, everything's going to be fine. And I'll just tell the story real quick. So I told C Double. So like on the WWE, the Twitter account, they ask you like to post your favorite moments from the best favorite entrance, favorite, like, whatever, like your favorite moment, OMG moment. So I put in as my favorite Mike moment, I put in the CM Punk comment he made after the Raw Netflix with Jackie Redmond interview. So apparently I'm a mark because, oh, well, that didn't happen. The question asked, like the person said, oh, well, it happened. The question asked what happened on the Raw on Netflix, not what happened after the show. And so I told the guy, is it that serious? I showed C Double the exchange. I showed him. I'll post it in the group, and I'm like, is it really that serious? Because I don't feel it is. He's like, well, you're a mark. He's like, oh, well, you posted something after the show, and I'm like, first of all, I'm a Seth Rollins guy, so me posting about CM Punk must feel awkward for you because you don't know me. So because listen,
No,
like if Berto put that on there, yeah, you'd have a point. But if you ever watch this show, if you ever seen me post, I posted more about Seth Rollins than I've done CM Punk. I have nothing personal against CM Punk. But anyway, but to continue on, so he called me a mark. Okay, cool. And I said, well, I went through the thread and I saw other people put the same thing I did for the same best moment on the mic. He said, oh, well, you were the first comment I saw. And I said, no. I said no. If you said it to me, go to every comment, to every post that in that thread that said the same thing I did, and you call them a mark. He's like, oh, we're all marks too. I'm like, no. Have that same. Basically, my point was, have that same energy you had for me for the other. There's at least 3 or 4 other people. I went back in the thread. I'm like, oh, so I wasn't the only one who felt that way.
Yeah.
So not that I was looking to see the copy answer. I'm like, oh, so people did feel the same way. Now, had people said something different, like most people said Cena and most people said The Rock. Well, I felt like CM Punk after Raw was to me a great moment of the mic, even though it didn't happen on the show.
Mm-hmm.
Long story short, like he told me to shoo away, and I blocked him. Because I'll just say this, and I'll would transition, folks, people. Just because I mentioned CM Punk in a moment that happened after Raw on Netflix, and the question asked the folks, I've seen people on Twitter say things that had nothing to do with the prompt or the post and say the most asinine stuff, and I let it go. I'm not gonna go back. Hey, that's not what the post asked, because listen, people got stuff on their chest, and they let it go. Or listen, people just say, hey, that's not my favorite thing, but what happened after? Like, here's the thing, folks. This should be a T-shirt because I'm gonna put like, folks, if you think it's that serious, it's not that serious. Because if you think about it too long, that means it's not that serious. Like my life saying is this. I don't take myself too seriously. I take other aspects of my life seriously. So I say that because listen, in the wrestling community, I see people post some of the most interesting stuff. I'll put it nicely. And I'm like,
oh, that's good.
I'll throw my hands up and say, okay, that's you. But I'm not going to call you a mark if you're saying something about your favorite wrestler. Because I've seen marks on there where it's like, oh, well, oh, man. Listen, just love wrestling. Just because I love Rollins and Punk match and I love what Punk said does not make me a mark for CM Punk.
Yeah.
It just makes me a guy who loves wrestling and I love CM Punk on the microphone. Period. So, and we had John Brooks saying, like, I'll say this, I was 100% wrong about Penta. I'll take that L. I'll very proudly take that L. WWE made Penta look like and they did, and it ties into the point. It's like no one's gonna call John a mark for Penta. He just loved what he saw from Penta.
Right.
Like
and just wait until they get in there with somebody that can keep up with him.
Yeah. So folks. So I'm done. I've spoken too long. Back to you.
First of all, you never speak too long. I want you to remember that. And so you are fine. All right. My thoughts on the match was really good for the first time that they did this in a long time. You could feel the heat. I want to say it was better than Mox and Punk. And I love the finish. I really did. I thought Punk did a great job, and I thought Seth did a better job too. I loved. From there, we're going to move seamlessly into what we saw on. We're going to talk about that Seth and promo because we're going right into it. Netflix on Raw. So that was Monday Night Raw from the debut. 3 hours. This one was, this was what we were going to see now is Monday Night Raw. And unfortunately, Pat McAfee was there. But anyway, let's see here. CM Punk comes out. He announces, you could definitely tell, first of all, if you didn't notice, coming out of the truck, putting his hand to his ear, no one trolls better than CM Punk. Well,
right?
McIntyre too. But, anyway.
I don't know. But Punk's kind of.
They come out. The ovation is huge. He, gives a shout out to the firefighters. And by the way, to the California people and everyone that's having to deal with those fires, man, we are sorry. We hope everything goes well for you. Hope the relief got there, and hope that lives are okay. Things can get replaced. And I hate to see that happening to anybody. It doesn't matter who you are and what you are.
On a
You know,
second note, tell your
yeah,
freaking state to quit turning around firefighters from out of state trying to help
that would also
because
help.
they don't have an emissions test on their fire trucks.
And that's a local message from Jerry. Because
Did you
I
no? Did
did
you
not
hear
hear
that?
about. No, I
Yeah,
didn't hear
yeah.
about
The
that.
state of California turned fire trucks away from. They came from Oregon because they didn't have a California emissions test. Their trucks weren't a California
Okay,
code.
God damn it, I don't like doing this, but wasn't this an actual disaster? Don't you want help? If someone is screaming, "Hey, we're in a fire, come save us," I'm not going to ask, "Oh, did you get the water emission test?" No, all right, no, go on. We'll wait for the others. No, no, oh, people are so stupid.
Leave it to California.
Ditto. All right, so CM Punk does his promo. I actually love this promo, talking about the Rumble. And by the way, guys, my guy Salamonster brought this up too. Can we just stop saying I'm gonna throw 29 guys over the top rope and one by one? No, no. Look. I would love for someone to go. Look, I'm gonna go into Royal Rumble. I'm gonna hold that bottom rope like you wouldn't believe. And when the time is right, I'm gonna only throw one guy out, and then I'll win. That would be better. I mean, granted, I don't think that will ever happen, but still. But no, for real. But as he's just short, plain to the point, and he's like, now you all can hear my song, because I'm out of here. And they play Burn It Down. No one gets so aggravated better than CM Punk. And I love that he still had the mic.
Yeah.
Because he's yelling, going, why couldn't it be Rhea Ripley interrupted me?
What? Yeah.
And I thought he said it. I did not think it was. I thought he was like just saying some
Yeah, no,
other
he
name.
had the mic like at the end of the rope saying like, why couldn't Rhea Ripley? And he said it twice. That's what made it more hilarious. He said it twice.
So CM Punk, you're really moving up on my list, man. First, you sporting the beard like I do. You got that old man look. I'm digging it because I feel that myself. But my God, homeboy with when he heard the music, I think he even went to his knees. I thought it was hilarious. Seth Rollins comes out, the red and black suit. I like that. One thing I can say, when Seth is serious, he dresses serious. It's really cool. And but he wanted to make it clear that when he said he was going to be there, he was going to be there, and basically made the proclamation he's going to be at the Rumble, or he'll enter the Rumble, just to make sure CM Punk doesn't win in the Rumble. We got Drew McIntyre coming in, and basically like, you got to be kidding me. You're the most self-serving. Okay, cool. Self-serving. And basically just caught Punk, and last time he was on the mat, and Drew McIntyre goes, "I wasn't talking about you. I was talking about Seth." So that made it, to me. I enjoyed that as a that's like petty right there. No, I'm not talking to you. And then he's going into about tribal combat and asking Seth where he was because of his mission. And I'm just going, okay, this is interesting because of Roman Reigns' development into the picture. Talk about triple threat. Nah, he's just going to be the reluctant hero and save us all, and have be ready for the get ready for the Rumble. What did you think about this matchup, or not the matchup, but the promo itself, setting the table for us knowing that Punk, Rollins, Drew McIntyre are in the Rumble? We're going to go to Ladarius first because since Jerry's not there still, and me get to enjoy some white bean.
Well, let me just say, like the whole promo. Let me tell you something. It was great. It was absolutely great. From CM Punk's comment to Seth coming out, and then like if you think about and you know, I kind of put it out there, like this Royal Rumble is going to be very, very loaded, and it's going to have a lot of great storylines. And like John, listen, I think heel Drew is the Drew we all need, because I you know, if you want to talk about somebody to me who last year like stole the show, it was heel Drew McIntyre. Like he took it to a whole nother level on social media.
Yeah.
He took it from the show to social media. And essentially, and like you mentioned, like coming out there saying, you know, the selfless, and it's like when you, here's the thing, a promo works when it's like a synergy, and it felt like everybody was just knocking it out of the park. It felt really good. And then, well, I'm going to be in the room to make sure that you know. I'm like, Jesus Christ. And then it was funny when Drew was going to get in the ring. He's like, why would I do that? And he backs away. Like, why would I do, like, see, he's going toward the ring. He's like, wait, why would I do that? And it's like, it's little stuff like that from Drew that I absolutely love. Like I said, heel Drew was my favorite last year, and he's on track not to disappoint me again here in 2025. Listen, heel Drew is, it's kind of like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Like there's heel Drew, and then there's heel Drew. We're getting the heel Drew going all in, and that's why I say I don't know how they're gonna figure out at WrestleMania. All I know is this: I need to see them do something. I don't care if it's a triple threat. I don't care if it's I don't care how you book it. I need to see those three in the ring at the same time, because you want to talk about a match that's gonna sell, and you don't really have to convince me of it. It would be that match. Like, and plus, imagine we're gonna get even more promos if that happens. Like, everybody wins. So, and you know, I see John in the chat saying Triple H, if you're listening, Paul, if you're listening, great work. If you're listening out there, please, for the love of God, please give Mia Yim her name back and get the belt off Chelsea. Wow.
Wow, man.
Wow,
Come on, man.
man.
Chelsea's the woman.
Or my own Wilson voice. Wow.
No offense,
Wow.
John, but Mia's went on record saying that she chose that name.
Yeah, she chose Michin because she did, because like her heritage. It was something.
It's a nickname from her grandmother or something.
Yeah, they did I think they did like a vignette when she explained it as well, I believe. Mm-hmm. So, and listen, Chelsea's U.S. champion is going to be great. So, but anyway, yeah. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Cito.
Huh?
Oh, everybody's eating except for me. Jesus, I feel out of place.
White bean chili. I had to have some.
Oh no, I know. No.
All right, Jerry, go. We were talking about the promos of Punk, Rollins, and Drew McIntyre. Go for it.
I'll go find something to eat as well, because now I feel out of place.
As far as the promos for Punk, Drew, and Seth, like you said, everybody wants to see that match. So sorry, I'm eating Spam. It's gonna be hard for me to talk.
Oh, you're good, brother. I got you. All right, let's talk about it. The arrival. First of all, we had Chad Gable come out. I gotta go here. This match, the opening, middle to the close, entrance, AEW, this was a middle finger to you, because what you didn't do with this man, WWE did it in one match. The music, some people didn't like. I liked it. The lighting, everything. The man's the Mexican pimp. I don't care what anyone says. That man is a badass. Pentagon, I will go last on that one, because I cannot wait to go over my thoughts, but I want to hear everyone else's first. So, who's ready to talk about Penta versus Chad Gable, and just start from the entrance, start match, and want to go over him ending the match after with a promo of all things because no one thought he could talk.
Yeah.
And by the way, if you have an issue with his daughter crying, you're an idiot. I saw some people, and y'all should be ashamed of yourselves. That family, this was their big moment. So, just saying. So,
Yeah.
who wants to take it first?
I can, I guess, since Ladarius is muted. So everybody knew that it was going to be Penta.
Yep.
Between the vignettes and then them releasing the shirts and stuff earlier in the day, everybody knew that it was going to be Penta. Sorry.
You're good.
So that was not a surprise. As far as the match goes, the match was pretty good. There was some hiccups, and I think a lot of that's due to Penta not being used to the way they work in WWE. I mean, it's his first match. But like I said earlier, let him get in there with somebody that can keep up with him. It's over. That the rest of the whatever follows that will not follow that.
Mm-hmm.
As far as the promo goes, I wish he would have said a little bit more in English because most of that promo was Spanish.
Yeah.
And I get it. I get why, but
yeah, especially in California,
yeah,
San Jose, that's the area
right.
they
Well,
have.
that, and it's just coming straight from Mexico. But like I said, yeah, that whole match was pretty good, and I wouldn't say that it wasn't good.
Ladarius?
Gotcha, C-Dub. No.
I just took a big gulp when he did that.
Yeah, I saw it. You went,
Well,
and we're on. And we'll do it live. Do it. Oh, it was white bean chili after all. No, listen. First of all, like when Penta, like the entrance, look. Like to me, I still put Oba's entrance up there pretty high, but like Penta was out there, like he was at the club, and like all the lights were on him, and that's the way he came to the ring, which I absolutely. So, and and the thing is, the match was great, and like there were some things like, listen, you could easily nitpick if you wanted to, but people did, which is fine. Like I said earlier, everybody has an opinion. But to me, like the promo, I saw reports that people felt, oh well, the promo had to cut, and I'm like, wait. I said the show went 2.5 hours. Like I'm pretty sure Penta did not go over. I can say that with great confidence that, like, if the show went 3 hours, yeah, I'd like, okay, maybe he did, but the show went 2.5 hours. So
not even that. It's not like they are on time restriction.
Right, exactly. I was gonna say it's like it's raw on Netflix, so it's not like by network standards they were like, it was network, and then when you could tell, but it's on Netflix. Like Netflix, like if you watch Netflix programming as a whole, like look when they did like the Tyson Paul fight. Look how long that went. They weren't on a time. They weren't on a time constraint. So we're going to be here 3 hours. Well, 5.5 hours later, we're done.
And they're still showing things of saying, "Hey, watch it." I'm like, "No, I don't want to."
No, I don't want to see those cheeks again. No, absolutely not. No, thank you. Once in a lifetime is once too many. So, like I said, there was no time constraint because it's Netflix, and I think that benefits Raw in a huge way, where there be some shows may go like 2.5 hours that we get, some might get to 3, but you know what? That's okay. It's like on SmackDown. SmackDown is 3 hours. So had it been on network television, I understand people's concern, but folks, how can you go over on time when there's no time constraint? Like, because when I first saw it, I said, well, wait a minute. It went 2.5 hours. It didn't feel like there was no time constraint. It felt like, I was telling C-Double, it was like we were watching, like, wait, that's it? Like, I was waiting. I said, holy crap. That was the main, when Priest, like, oh, that's it?
We were waiting for more to happen, and we're just like, oh.
I fell asleep right before that match started, and I woke up like 5 minutes later, and it was off. And I was like, I looked at my phone, like, it's only 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because me and C-Double were, we were watching it, and it's like, wait. And to me, no, I'm going to admit this, because we're going to talk about Smack. We talked about Smack. Listen, I was the guy. It was like 9:30 something, and then and they were like, "Oh, Tiffy." I'm like, "Wait, are they going to do it? Do they have time?" And I said, "Darius, it's 3 hours. Like, what are you panicking for? It's fine." Because I thought, like, oh, how Tiffy's trying to, I was waiting, like, listen, is Tiffy time going to come in time, like, before the show go off? And I went, I had like that Murder She Wrote moment, like, it's 3 hours, right? Like, Jesus. On my screen it says from 8 to 11, but my mind said it said like 8 to 10. I'm like, you know what?
Yeah.
Ladarius became one of the workers in an indie show. Oh shit! Do we have enough time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like. Wait, what? Like you can see though. I was like, wait. I thought they weren't gonna get the Tiffany Stratton, which I would have been disappointed. I'm like, oh wait, it's a 3-hour show. But the point. But I say this to put a button on. It's like having Raw on Netflix benefits Raw because they could go 2.5, they can go 3. There's no time constraint. So I think that's the biggest part of the deal that's not being talked about, is that they're not constrained by network they're not constrained by network time. Yeah. They can go, like basically they can go quote unquote over, but it's not going to be seen as going quote unquote over because there's no time. So anybody who espouses the what Penta, listen, Penta cut a very passionate promo. And listen, his daughter was in the crowd. Like, that's what wrestling's about. Yeah. It's like, if you're a parent or if you're someone who loves wrestling, that gets to you. It's like his daughter saw him wrestle. And then people on Raw and Netflix. So, Jesus, John.
A 3-hour tour, a 3-hour show.
Yeah.
Indies.
So,
my indie shows last like 6 hours.
Yeah, I know. So, no selling bastards. Anyway.
Well, so back to you, C-Dub, in the studio. I'm out in the field. John says back to you, Jim, at the news desk earlier. I'll say, well, back to you, C-Dub. I assume you're at the news desk eating some chili. I'm out here in the field, and apparently I didn't get the memo that we could eat on the show. So apparently
yes.
we all don't shrug your shoulders, Jerry. Don't shrug your shoulders. Don't.
All right.
I didn't ask permission. My ass was hungry, so I ate.
Yeah. I can't control Jerry anyway. He's like the Tasmanian devil.
I've learned on this show that when I say certain things to Jerry, Jerry's going to take it the way he takes it. So, it's one of the things that'll come up in the meeting. Okay.
I got to say this because, and it's not to single John out. John's got a lot of great points here, and I want to start with this one. I said I was going to be 100% wrong about Penta. I'll say this. I was 100% wrong with Penta. I'll take the L, and I'll proudly take the L. WWE made him look like $1 million. Look. Also, Punk's promo last night and love Seth. Yep. Let's see. I'm going to try to get to. He likes Heel Drew. And he said something very key that I wanted to talk about. No, he doesn't talk. We don't talk about AEW, but we're going to talk about Lucha Underground. Thank you, WWE. Because I was happy they talked about Lucha.
Me too.
I mean, that was awesome. Look, I enjoyed the match. I enjoyed the entrance. Penta in Lucha Underground and in CMLL, you saw how he has that charisma, that he can have the crowd in his hand. You never saw that in AEW.
Yeah.
Why did they unleash the shirts, the gloves?
Mask.
Well, and when they do the gloves, watch. The gloves are coming.
Oh yeah, they're gonna do the gloves next because they did the mask and the shirts.
Yeah, and also in the palm of the hand says Lucha Brothers.
Does it? I didn't even know. Well, that's probably the
And
probably
then
the ones he was wearing. Yeah.
Miedo. And I'm going, first of all, George, you already have a person that's going to model that, which is George Kittle in the NFL. Because he does that, and it's to Pentagon, and they're friends. So you've already got a lock there, and then you're going to be in. The fans are going to love this guy, and by the end of the show, or by the end of that promo, they all were saying Cero Miedo.
Yeah.
So that was even better.
I like the little Parker style gear.
Oh, the La Parka style gear was awesome. And then when he's doing that little shimmy dance, it's like, I'm going. That's why I called him the Mexican Pimp. And then a Mexican driver,
Mexican Destroyer. Yes.
Mexican Destroyer, and he sold. I love that he was selling.
I'm surprised they let him do it.
Huh?
I'm surprised they let him do it.
Well, Chad Gable's.
I know.
They got the right guy to wrestle Chad Gable or to wrestle Penta in his first match. It was Chad Gable.
I was waiting on the package though.
I was too.
Normally he'll do the package power driver.
Yeah, I like the Penta slam that he did, but I love
the driver. Yeah, I love the driver.
Yeah, I love the arm
breaker. He did. Yeah, that's where I stole it from.
Oh, I know you did. I'm not stupid. That's what I figured. And now you'll have to call it the sacrifice or last rites.
Call it the same thing.
Or just call it last rites. Anyway, I'll work with you. Don't worry. But yeah, I really do appreciate just the passion, and I like Ladarius bringing up that about the people saying about he went over, dude. If he went over, guess what? I guarantee you, Hunter will deal with it. But here's the thing: Hunter's not going to kill him over it. You got Rey Mysterio backing him, by the way.
Yeah.
And here's the thing: they started selling the mask, the shirts. Why would they do that?
Second they dropped.
Because, hey, AEW didn't even do that for this guy. And now think about how many Rey Mysterio masks that they've sold on WWEshop.com. I have one. So, and it's like, I know how much those are. And I know the quality. It's good quality. That Penta mask?
And Penta's masks are wild.
Oh, I'm never going to say, I don't say this much. It's worth $75 because it's
worth more than that if it's made right.
But you know what I'm saying. So, and I know Ladarius is going in and out, so we're going to get him in here once he can get here. So,
but
want to go through these comments. We also had about that. Let me go back. That's the one I was looking for. Love the match between Lyra and Dakota Kai.
I'm not disappointed in that match either.
I wasn't either. Let's see. We also had, okay, Jerry, gotcha. And then I have a question. What do you guys think about Roxanne saying goodbyes and heading to the main roster? I think that's closer than we.
It's coming within the next month or two.
She's got to be in the Rumble. She needs.
I'm saying she's going to Rumble, and then we'll see her probably on SmackDown.
And I still want Jordynne Grace to debut in the Rumble and win it because. There's no.
I don't know about winning it, but I agree with her debuting. I don't because her contract I think ended this month.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
at the first of the month. At the first of the month.
And if the contract ended, there's no, and then maybe Scott.
Right.
Hey, come home to my daddy.
I know they were still building for her and Tessa, so I don't know.
Oh. Yeah, we don't want that.
Yeah, we don't want that. She deserves better. Come to her.
I'm just saying, I don't know if she's gonna finish that out.
Hold on. It's like this. Come to a good locker room. Listen to Chelsea Green. She says this is a great locker room. I mean, I love that Chelsea said that. By the way, that was fucking awesome. People in the locker room want to complain about that because that goes out too. No, I'm not.
I don't think Penta really went over because. I mean,
there's no time constraint.
Right, so, there's that.
So when I first saw it, I said, "Well, Raw." I mean, I apologize, Jerry, for cutting you off.
You're good.
I apologize.
No, you're good, dude.
But it aggravated me. Like, folks, it's on Netflix.
Right.
And like they showed you the model where like like I said, Tyson and Paul. There was no time limit. Like your
Yeah.
bar will say like an X amount of time, but it still says live.
Yeah, and
So
they'll
they
adjust it.
don't. So you're not conflicted like their shows. Like their shows are going to be within like
Well,
folks.
Perfect
Like
example. The first show was almost 3 hours. The second show
it's
was
2.5.
2.5.
And let's give it up though. I mean, look, the promo. I think if anything, I think the promo may have taken a little bit long, but I'm not gonna kill a man.
Sure, but
No.
That was his big moment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was his first promo getting himself over in WWE.
Exactly.
And you know what
So
that means
Yeah.
is basically they're
I
saying,
mean, the fact that Triple H let him go out, have a match, and then cut a promo after the match should say something.
I mean, look at it this way, guys. Who else is coming to down the pipe? You know, Penta will eventually, or Phoenix.
Phoenix
You know,
will.
and you know, Aleister Black.
The rumors Aleister Black or Malachi, whatever he comes back as.
You just come back as Aleister. Just come back.
I honestly think he's going to come back as Malachi.
Whatever. If he comes back, look,
Um,
if he wants to think of Malachi, fine. He can think of Malachi. But I look at him and go, no, you were Aleister. We're going to rebuild you properly.
And honestly, it wouldn't. What? Yeah, baby. It's fine.
Oh, thank you.
Honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if Buddy and Brody end up coming over too.
Oh God, please don't tease me with a good time. Don't do that.
I mean, it's obvious Buddy's probably going to end up coming over.
Well, he signed a contract, so I don't know how long he's going to be there. And I got
But
no,
Brody?
no, yes, we know C-Double's
If
reasons.
Brody
I know
comes
his
over,
reasons. It's not. It's
Brody-
non-wrestling reasons. I'll tell you that.
if Brody comes over, it's over. Like that's it.
oh God, Bro, look,
Judgment Day versus House of Black.
Judgment Day's not even going to be around because
I'm just saying, like
yeah,
it's
no, I know.
even better. House
Yeah.
of Black versus Final Testament.
You know, I can get behind that.
Oh, me too. I love it.
Or if they put them on SmackDown, House of Black versus the Wyatt Six.
Oof, don't
Yeah.
tease me. Now you tease me.
And then,
Hold
but
on.
who? Wait, then we could add. Oh, I'm just taking notes. I'm just taking notes.
I mean, honestly, Rhea joining House of Black.
Oh,
Oh, can we
Shut
get a
up, Jerry. I
remix to
love
the
you.
music with?
you know what? We're
And
gonna
we-
and we'll
yeah.
throw Jerry in the group just for the hell of it because he.
Yeah.
I
so-
got the gear.
Yeah, and
Fuck it.
hold on. People think they're attacking Buddy. They're attacking Jerry. It would be
It's
awesome.
like, and Buddy Matthews. Wait a minute, that's not
I
Buddy
mean,
Matthews.
I'm not as ripped as Buddy, and I don't have long hair. But
Just work with it. That's all.
Jerry,
Just
I'm a little
Jerry,
chubby too.
Jerry. That's semantics, Jerry. Semantics.
I mean, and by the way, and another guy I was going to mention too. Could you think a man's counting down days? Ricky Starks.
Oh yeah, Stark's been counting.
Oh,
Yeah, we listen. I wonder if man, I wish we can get him at the Rumble, but we might not. But
dude, if you heard the Revolution will be televised and you just see that
Yeah.
form, it's like, oh God, let's do it. Let's just do it. Let's go. Because I don't even care if he gets eliminated first. I just need to see Ricky Starks in that. Man, that'd be badass.
Yeah.
Anyway,
that's
Now you
Santino
go back.
Morella's job. No, it's Giovanni Vinci's job.
Giovanni who? Let's see.
I worked. here.
Has he even been used since getting transferred?
I think
Okay.
he did 2 matches, and he's been in catering. That's all I know.
It's
That's all.
Okay.
a couple of cutscenes, but that's about it.
And I'm sorry, he is a good worker. Like, why are you not using him?
See, my whole thing is this: when you break up teams, and you see this all the time. So I guess, like, here's the thing: the minute I knew Imperium was going to break up, the plan was clear.
Yeah,
To me, I use the boy band theory. When you do when you form like a boy band or a girl group, you expect one to be the star. Now, of
Right.
Imperium, who was the star?
Oh yeah, I agree. Ludwig was definitely the star.
Yeah.
But and then so at some point,
Frontman
like
was always,
Giovanni, like listen, Giovanni would have been great, but it's like whether it's they don't know how to book him or to me, I compare it best to when the Iconics were there and when they split the Iconics.
Yeah.
oh,
And they didn't have they were trying to push Peyton and kind of didn't know what to do with Billy Kay.
Yeah.
And it's like when you split a team, you have to get it right to the extent that when you're breaking up a team, one of those guys is going to get pushed to the moon, and the other guy is going to get pushed to maybe Saturn. Maybe you're not getting pushed to the moon. I'll tell you that much. Maybe Mercury if he gets there. So the point is that Vinci's great in the ring, but what really hurt him, he was treated like a jobber the first 2 times, and it's like he lost and he didn't take off his attire. Like I knew right then and there, I'm like this is unserious. And listen, Vinci's a great worker, but I'm like, bro, you can't lose. It's like when Hogan got booed before he came out, Vinci lost and before he could take off his outfit. That's how you know it goes downhill.
Right.
It's like, anyway, I've talked enough. You guys go ahead. I'm looking at the menu, so you guys.
Yeah. All right. So we got, Finn Balor in the clubhouse with Judgment Day. Really, the only thing of note was Dirty Dom bringing flowers to Liv Morgan, apologizing, and Liv giving him some chores to do because she wasn't mad. And as us men know, if you're in a relationship, when you go, "You're not mad," and they go, "No," that means they're pissed off at you and they're going to murder you in your sleep. And Dom, if you don't realize this, get the chicken tendies out of your ears and figure this out, bro. So anyway, that's my C-double advice to him. And then let's see. Sheamus, Ludwig, Kaiser. Here's the thing. They've done this match quite a few times. And honestly, I just feel like this was just another one of their matches. It wasn't like all-time great, but it wasn't like real bad. Good for Sheamus. The more thing I took out of it was the interaction between Braun Breaker and Sheamus to set up Saturday Night Main Event. What do you guys think about it? You could just hit me with yeah or whatever, but you tell me. Let's go to Jerry.
I'm kind of tired of seeing it.
Okay, I don't feel so bad then, because I'm going.
But other than that, yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah, I mean, look, if you're paired together and you can go and you can give us a match, cool, no problem. But yeah, I feel that way. It's like, all right, guys, this isn't Peter Griffin and the chicken now.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Ladarius. I made a pop as soon as I said the chicken.
No, because it's funny because on Family Guy they had the scene where Lois fought the chicken's wife.
Yes.
And they were going like, and they were doing like, oh yeah, and then he went, and they started doing the. Oh, that's why I started laughing. I said, that really happened the other night. I'm like, it's like, sometimes art imitates life imitates art. Listen, Jerry knows, like, listen, life can bring you some great ideas and you put it into your craft. And then listen, the chicken and listen, it's a tale as old as time. But I'm over Sheamus and Gilligan. John. Jesus, John, who hurt you, John? Because my God.
I mean, it's not wrong.
Never thought I would hear
I mean, does Ludwig look like? Sure, listen, I'm not gonna argue that. I'm like, wait, where's his hat? Oh, wait, that's Ludwig.
To be fair, let's give Ludwig some props. The man is connected with Tiffany.
I mean, I wasn't talking about I'm over him and Sheamus. I was talking about Breaker.
Yeah,
oh yeah.
Yeah. My whole thing is this. My ideal goal is I want Sheamus to win to complete his Grand Slam at WrestleMania.
Right.
I would prefer Ludwig versus Sheamus and over Braun versus Sheamus. And it's nothing against Braun whatsoever. Braun is a star, strap the rocket to him. The same words I spoke about Tiffany Stratton, you could take away her name and put Braun Breaker's name in there in terms of how I feel, like future WrestleMania main eventer. It's just something is off. And I don't know what it is. Because like I said, he could still go in the ring, but just something is off. And I can't simply explain it. But all I know is that I think for WrestleMania, the one thing I can be confident is Sheamus will be at WrestleMania. Now, I believe, like I said, I want to put a belt on Ludwig because I would feel that, him being a champion going into WrestleMania, that's a big deal. Like whether he comes out a champion, we're not going to talk about that. But the point is, him going in as champion means something. So, and then him to face a guy like Sheamus in your first WrestleMania match, that's pretty good. So, like I said, I wish they kind of, there's some elements where I'm like, okay, we can wrap it up on, but that to me, like, I would prefer that kind of match, ideally.
Yeah.
Back to you in the studio, C double.
All right. So yeah, that's my thought. It's like personally, I wish they would just do the triple threat again, and just let Ludwig win, and let Braun, if he's going to get tied with Goldberg, let's do that. Let's do that.
Jesus.
And well, no.
I mean, I don't want to see that either.
Well,
yeah.
it's more of if it's a retirement match and that's what you're doing with Braun, do it. Just do it.
You could retire without wrestling. That's a fun fact.
I agree.
I think Goldberg should listen to that because listen.
Yeah, thank you. It's not like Goldberg has a very dedicated WWE career. I mean, but
yeah,
anyway.
right. It's like it's like the meme. We don't want to see this. We don't want to see this.
Yeah, you know what? I'd rather see Ray in a retirement match before I see Goldberg. But anyway.
Oh my God.
Well, I'm just saying because at least
I just don't want an Undertaker versus Goldberg moment. Is what I'm saying.
Thank you.
Because both guys were bleeding and it wasn't 10 minutes into the match. And I'm like, this is not good. Like, and listen, like I said, it hurt my heart as a Undertaker. I'm like, this is just awful. Like Undertaker, listen, I understand you can't bat 1,000 every time in the ring. I understand that. But listen, they didn't even go to the plate. That's how bad it was. It's like
it's one of those Undertaker's like, look, I can't make them all winners.
Right. It's like I got to put something on the tape that's not good.
I mean,
you know what, John? John, get out of here. Get out of here, John.
Goldberg's gonna be something new. Look, I mean, I'm not. Look,
listen.
No,
I saw the way Goldberg did that tackle at that Falcons game. No, we're good. He came and teach tackling techniques. I don't want that guy.
I mean, shoot, maybe his kid could play better.
It's like, he speared him. No, he literally picked him up off the ground and slammed him. That's not a spear. You don't have to be a wrestling fan to know what a spear is and not a spear is. Like, that still aggravates because I watched it. Oh, what a spear! I'm like, stop. Show the tape again. Show me where Goldberg drove his shoulder into the abs of someone. I'll give you a hint, America. He didn't. He picked up a man off the ground who was paid very well, paid more than probably he deserved, and slammed him to the ground. I'd argue Goldberg is the curse of the Falcon. Ever since that moment, things have happened. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say.
So Seth Rollins gets caught up by Kathy Kelly, wouldn't we all? And announces that we're going to see Drew McIntyre versus Seth Rollins in a WrestleMania rematch. It's that time of year, y'all. Yeah. And then I love Sami Zayn. I really hate the Sami Zayn, I want to be your friend. There are times to do this. Like, Jerry's not going to be the friend in the background all the time. Jerry's just going to beat you up. Sammy comes up with his lumberjack slogan, and it's like, hey, guys, tough loss. It sucks. And then Seth is, like, cutting a heel promo on them about Roman and everything. Dude, Seth, get off the caffeine, because you are definitely on something, bro. Gunther comes out. Then we find out that the Wyatts have been moved to SmackDown. And Cross wanted to know if Miz was a part of that. He said no. But they were talking about hearing Sami Zayn and the conversation with Rollins. And Miz is like, I'm a 2-time champion. That's 2 times more than you. And it's like, so we're going to get a match with Miz and Zayn that probably didn't even get to 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Oba Femi was in the ringside, and I wanted to ask God, look, it is not a coincidence that Oba Femi won the championship with Joe Tessitore.
Didn't I say? I said it. I'm like, hey,
chain, buttons undone. That was Joe T, baby. That's the Tess.
I'm not saying Oba did it for Tess, but I'm saying, do you have a way to disprove that? That's just my point. I'm like,
I mean, y'all
I
watch
know
out. Joe
Jerry is,
Tessitore is about to be the heel
yeah.
manager of the century. He's
Oh
gonna make
man,
Paul Heyman look good.
and Jerry's gonna love him. It's gonna be great.
No, I'm not.
He's gonna want to be represented by the Tess.
No, I'm not.
Hey
You
Jerry,
smell what
I
the
seen your
Tess is
work.
cooking?
Here's my card. It says like like an American Cycle, like the font of the card, like the business card. That's gonna be.
I am good.
How
World.
dare you talk to the test that way? Who do you
I will
think you?
kick him in the face.
You don't kick. This is the moneymaker. You son of a. Oh man. Here we go.
Now you're starting to sound like Vince McMahon.
Hey,
All right,
hey,
pal.
Hey, the Tess,
Hey.
pal. It's
Hey,
the
pal.
Tess.
Hey,
Don't
I like
go
your
messing
beard,
with the
pal.
Tess.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
all right,
even
pal.
a better theme music. Don't go messing with the Tess. Oh yeah, we can make this happen. Call Jim
Somebody
Johnson.
gonna get the ass whoop. Don't mess with the test. Hey, somebody
Yes,
gonna
Mark
get
On
the
that note, everybody have a good night.
Side. All right, let's get back over here. We're going to talk about Gunther.
Oh wait, I can put that into Jerry's theme. No, what you got? Keep talking. I'm just making notes.
So we had Gunther
Mhm.
talking about last week's
Taylor
Netflix debut
Swift.
and how amazing it was. He was impressed, but less impressed with the performers in the ring.
Maybe Alien Ant Farm.
And then
Budget
Gunther wished that there could be a roster to fulfill his high expectations. And everyone's fighting over personal drama, over a necklace, over a head of a table, who's best in the world, who cares. The prize should be the world heavyweight title, which I agree. And then we have our guy showing up, Jay Uso, and Pat yeeted on himself like always. And basically, Jay Uso accepted the challenge or threw the challenge out there. Now, I like wrestling logic. It makes sense.
Oh
it,
my
it
God,
always does.
John, no.
Hold on. I
Stop!
saw it.
Stop making that a thing. Stop trying to. Stop it.
Golly.
Yeah, that's not
I'm
gonna
about to
happen.
Oba and Omos are going to
The
be a
call-
tag team because
Omos is already a champion somewhere else.
Yeah, he's in
First of all-
Japan. He's in champion. He's a champion in Japan. So
yes, Omos is a tag team champion in Japan in Pro Wrestling Noah.
yeah.
So he's busy. He's just across the street, across the seas. So
I don't even think he's still under contract at this point.
now they say he's WWE talent, so it's kind of
Oh wait, he's still in the Cologne. Oh yeah, I gotta be some.
yeah, still selling cologne too. But
Oh,
yeah,
the
so
Omos. I have some right here.
so Gunther basically does the Gunther treatment where he tells truths and they always hurt. And this is the Gunther I miss also, by the way. The heel prick. And it's like, okay, but Jey Uso basically said it's gonna happen, Saturday Night Main Event. We'll do this. And the review here says Gunther versus Jey Uso could be a decent match. But let's face it, the real draw isn't seeing how badly Hulk Hogan will get booed at the show. I wonder if they're stopped promoting him by now. Thank you, WrestleView. That was a good one. I like that. Let's talk about the Women's Intercontinental title, and then if you have thoughts about Jay and Gunther, you can bring them in this one too. Lyra Valkyrie versus Dakota Kai. Lyra wins the belt. What did you think about this hard-hitting match? We're going to start with Ladarius, and like I said, if you want to talk about Gunther and Jay, go for it too.
Oh yeah, Gunther and Jay was good for what it is, but listen, that women's IC title match was fantastic, and I think when you look at like the best way to describe it is that it's like it was like hard hitting, but it's like it was nonstop action. And the thing is, Lyra and Dakota, like I think they got it right with the final. Like I come around to the point on people like I say, I would have wanted Dakota to win, but I'm not upset that Lyra did,
Right.
because Lyra has done some great things. Listen, I go back to, since I'm wearing Becky Lynch's shirt, I'm legally required to mention her during the show.
Mhm.
So, when Lyra and the whole Becky night, like, listen, like we saw, like, okay, Lyra's got something, and Dakota's been there. I think Dakota's she's gonna be a champion sooner rather than later. But for the match itself, it was great. And look, Lyra's gonna be no short of opponents. So it's gonna be curious to see how they kind of handle Lyra and and her first title defense and and how they go about it. But it was a great match. And like I say, as someone who loves women's wrestling, it's great to see women's mid card championships now because it's an absolute game changer. I can't stress enough where it's an absolute game changer. There's more opponents, and I just absolutely love it. So, like I said, kudos to Lyra, Dakota, great match. But once again, like kudos to Lyra being the first women's Intercontinental champion.
Yep. What about you, Jerry?
No, I agree. I was pulling for both. I really didn't care who won. Did I want Dakota to win? Yes, because she's been there. She's showed that she's wants to be there. She's done the work. But on the same side as Lyra, yeah, she's pretty much done the same. She's been moved up to the main roster. So I wasn't upset either way.
All right. I'm not going to discuss my thoughts on the Intercontinental title match. Great match. It was fun to watch. I hope Lyra. Maybe I like this. Maybe we get Lyra versus Bayley.
I think that's the path we might get because I mentioned Becky. I think that could be something because Becky's going to be at Wrestle. That wouldn't be the worst thing in the world.
I'm an All-American. Buy my beer. That should be Hogan's theme song. Nah.
Oh no, Hogan, you're not buying our beer, baby. We gotta get out of here. Wave the flag. Right. Oh, they're not digging the flag. We gotta get out of here.
If you want to know about the Miz and Sami Zayn match, this is all you need to know. Sami Zayn beat the Miz with the Blue Thunder Bomb. That's all you need to know.
Yeah. Everything else that happened before, you don't worry about it.
Yeah. And then of course, world champion, the women's champion. Apparently, when you win the title, you have to come out to fireworks, have your music played. No fisting this time. I was very sad, but hey, Rhea, it's okay. By the way, Rhea Ripley. Oh Jesus. Anyway.
Easily dream.
I dream in my dreams. All right. So then we get.
Jared's not even jamming to that. Jesus, man.
I was doing something.
Scrooge had more energy than that. Jesus.
Nia Jax came in, and then Bayley was in the stands. And look, you're gonna have to promote the Rumble. I have no problem with women from different brands. We're still in this transfer window that hasn't been closed yet. It's cold outside. We don't pay the heat for the whole outside. They need to stop. But anyway, that's what my family taught me. But anyway, Bayley kind of holding that belt or looking at that belt. You only be looking at mommy's possession. I mean, that's mommy's. It's on top. But anyway, what y'all think? And then where are we going? I mean, do you think it's going ahead to the Rumble? What you think?
I mean,
wide open women's title.
Yeah, at this point you kind of see it going anywhere. Honestly, I could see Bayley. I could see, Nia. I could see any of them really. Yeah, I don't know.
What say you, Ladarius?
I'm just jamming out over here. Listen, if there's a song to be stuck in your head, that's the song for it. I mean, Jerry's not gonna get that in his theme song, but there's other options. But that's a great theme song. But to me, you can go a lot of different ways. My whole thing is this: I believe there's more of a path for Tiffany Stratton than it is for Rhea Ripley. And that's simply because the brand that Tiffany Stratton is on. I believe that there's a path for Tiffany Stratton because because I feel somehow, some way. Listen. I feel that Charlotte Flair is going to come back,
Oh yeah.
and we might get Flair versus Strad. Now, will that, how do we get there? That's not my job. But we're going to get there. For Rhea, you could go a lot of different ways because with the transfer, you can go a lot of different ways. But what I will say is that I can argue that maybe we get, I mean, to me, in all of this, I think that Charlotte Flair is going to decide WrestleMania for the women's division.
No.
Whatever they do with Charlotte Flair, it's going to kind of decide. Because, like I say, I like John's idea of I like Becky versus Lyra because of there's a history there. And look, I think I kind of mentioned this earlier. When we talk about with Ludwig's first match could be like a guy against Sheamus. Like, what about Lyra facing Becky Lynch in her first WrestleMania match?
Ooh.
Like, that's not the worst thing in the world.
No.
And that goes to show you how we're pushing people. And like I say, this women's division is getting a huge push. Like I said, these mid-card titles help a great deal. How do we work the storylines there? Like, who's gonna and now we have something. But like overall, like Jerry said, you can go a lot of different ways. And really, it'd be hard to get it wrong. Like if they basically say, "Oh well, we'll do a triple threat," I'm not gonna be upset at that. Now the three people will be interesting, but like I say, it's always great to have these discussions because listen, we don't know, and listen, we're just in January, so we have a ways to go. Maybe post Royal Rumble, we'll have a clearer picture as we enter into Elimination Chamber. We'll have a little bit of an idea because we don't know what's going to happen there either. So, like I say, a lot of different ways to go, and it's exciting. It's curious, and it's not, like I say, not the worst thing in the world.
All right. And what do you think, Jerry?
I know. I said what I thought.
Okay. No, my bad. All right. So
Easily dream.
no, I just saw something that just kind of pissed me off. I'm gonna double check before I go though, or before I say something first, because just was kind of like anyway. Well, and it'll go into the AEW topic. So, all right, look, when you look at what the women's division, I think it's wide open, and you basically reset it everything. Liv's out there. You could do something for Liv, maybe with Tiffany. You could do something with I don't think I don't know what they're going to do with Nia because Nia has improved, but what's her role going to be? But I think they'll find something for her to do. I still think we're going to see they got to come up with something with Jade and whoever is around with that did the attack. I think it's still Bianca. I think it'll make sense. Um, but the next thing I look at is let's look at the main event, and surprisingly at this point it was like 10-10, and we were like, this is the main event? And all right, Ladarius, go for it. So at 10-10, the main event started, and we're like, okay, I don't think it's gonna go 50 minutes, but
Yeah.
but yeah, it was Priest and it was our guy, Finn Balor, and it was a street fight. They did the spot, which I haven't seen in a while, was where they went off the scaffold to the two tables, and they're doing the stretcher scene, and Priest sums it. What did you think about it?
What little I saw, because like I said, I kind of fell asleep during it. I saw the spot I saw the replay of the spot off the scaffold with this, and then the stretcher spot. And like I said, they haven't really done that in a while, so it was nice to see that used. I mean, I figured the match was going to be good. I mean, it's Finn Balor and Damian Priest, so
Yeah. All right, and then my thing is the match was good. Definitely the end. You definitely could say that was the end. That's it. You don't have to worry about it. Oh, good. We're talking about Nice Next, my favorite person. Well, not being champion, please God, but no, for the love of God. Ladarius is gonna ban you for that one, man. We don't ban people, but he's gonna give you a stern look. I can tell you that. Okay, I'll have to look it up, or if anyone could look this up for me, go to AEW Shop Zone or their shop and see if you could pull up anything Ray Phoenix or the Lucha Bros, because Tony Khan has pulled all merchandise for them following the Penta debut.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me.
No, it wasn't either, but it's just
So he pulled their Penta and Ray.
yeah, it looks like it. So I'm gonna see if I can find it and pull it up, because God knows I haven't ordered anything from that place. Nope, that's WWE Shop Zone. It's funny. I've been trying to get stuff for AEW stuff, and I can never get tickets.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything for Ray.
Yeah, AEW Shop.
Nothing for Penta either.
Mm. Yeah, let's just
Petty much?
see. Let's view the roster.
Very petty, if you
God
ask
knows
me.
they got plenty of crap for FTR.
Well,
That, and they have to add their own stuff to everyone else's stuff. It's like, golly, guys, you're pathetic. All right, Ray Phoenix. All right, click on Ray Phoenix. Error 404.
that's petty.
Oh, yeah, it is. It's very petty.
I love it.
What was your thoughts on the main event, Ladarius? As I'm looking up Penta. See if Penta.
I like, yeah, it is what it is. Listen, all the chicanery, like, my whole thing is this, and I don't want to sound like, oh yeah, I saw that. I'll address that shortly because I love you, John. But see what we're not going to do.
You got the disappointed father look.
Like, we're not going to do that. But like, to me, like I enjoyed it. But like all the chicanery, you expect the street fight, whatever. Damian Priest winning over Finn again. Like, I'm not saying I'm not in the camp. I'm not. First of all, I'm not saying Finn is getting buried. I'm not saying that. But I would love to see Finn at least win against Damian. I would like to see that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then, like I say, I'm not knocking like Damian winning and all of that, because listen, that doesn't. But I would like to see Finn. Because despite having literally everybody in Judgment Day, even friend of the show, Mr. J.D. McDonough, with the biggest forehead that you could draw the map of Australia on it. But the point is, I would, I kind of see some kind of difference there. But now I want to go to John's comment. Now, John, you're a friend of the show, and Jerry disappeared. When I started talking about Nia, Jerry went away. I understand, Jerry. It's okay.
Yeah, he had to go. It was an emergency.
Because of. Yeah. Anyway, don't worry about that, folks. We have communication. Don't need to worry about it. Now, we just know we have to maybe write some things down. But here's the thing, John. I can't have you keep calling Nia Jax Nia Snacks, because listen, here's the thing. I may be in the minority here, but listen, I really like Nia Jax. Oh my God! Ignore the woman in the background. That doesn't matter either. Okay, I'm trying to do a show. Like, listen, can I do my show, please? Can I do my show? Would that be great? Listen, I'm getting it on here. I'm getting it from you. Jeez, I say one. You see, this is why I don't say nice things to people because of stuff like this. You see, this is how Emperor Petty is born because I try to say nice things and people are like, oh, well, you. And then when I put on the Emperor, when I put the Palpatine thing on, then he's enemy number one. Well, guess what? So be it. But like I say, I like Naya. So, oh boy. Can I finish, please?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm live with people and the talking. What, Mom, for God's sakes. I'm gonna start doing this show on the road. Jesus. No, you're not. No, you and John are not right. No, you're not. What did Naya do to? No. This has got to stop. Oh. So she likes to have a couple of meals. I like to have a couple of meals. Listen, no, we're not fat shaming on this show. That's what we're not doing that. No, we're not fat shaming people on this show. You literally just said she bought pork chop. You literally said it. So how is that not shaming? No. So that's her job. She's supposed to jump on people. This is like saying, oh, quarterback, what are you supposed to do? Throw the ball to your teammates. That's your job. Like we're knocking people for doing their job. What the hell is going on here? Nobody hired her to eat pork. Oh my God. You see, you folks, you want to see the origin story of Emperor this is the origin story. You see, just like Green Goblin, you saw what he dealt with? That's how listen, Green Goblin was a good guy, but yet, listen, I understand. Like, I'm not defending Green Goblin, but I understand. Like, listen. Like, oh, Darius is great, it's nice. But when I turned into Palpatine, everyone's gonna get angry. Oh, he's so petty. No, this is why I'm petty. Because when I try to say things that are nice, it's always the throwback. That could, oh my God. Can I finish?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Listen, I don't interrupt what people do, but hey, let's interrupt. Listen, oh, you're so petty. This is why. Listen, she is a beautiful woman. Listen, I'm going to explain myself. Listen, I don't have to explain myself. She's not. Listen, you know what? Back to you, C-Dub. Because see, it's between I'm getting tag team from John and the woman who gave me life here. So you know what? Put
John,
this show in a can. Put this in a can. Run a commercial. I don't care. We're almost 3 hours in. We might have to wrap it up because I'm getting. Yeah. It's always on the back end of the show when I make a point. You had 2 hours to say something, and then that's the moment right there. That's all I'm saying. I said nice things about everybody else, but when it comes to Nia Jax, how dare you? You treat her like the Scarlet Letter. Like she can eat what she wants to eat. What are we doing? You know what, C-Dub? Take back the show. I'm done.
Yeah. I got you. So yeah, we're going to be talking about this.
Listen. You and John are wrong. We're not doing this. Listen, I love John like I love you, but listen, I'm not going to have defame Nia Jax. We're not doing that. See, and when she sues you, you leave my name off the lawsuit. You leave my name. Listen, my son's going to pay for it. Your son's doing nothing. Absolutely nothing. I got bills in my name I got to worry about. I got to worry about that. No.
Oh my God, this is great. Yeah. So, all right. So, what I'm going to say is,
awesome. We're done. We moved on from the segment. By the way, we're done.
Yeah. Awesome for Obafemi winning the world championship. Shows up looking like a badass. Awesomeness. And AEW, if you want a review, here's the deal. No one is watching it because people don't come out. Here's what you need to look at the Collision. Look at Collision.
God, that's where the pettiness comes from.
Next Saturday, it's going to be FTR and Cope teaming up. And if you're asking who Cope is, that's Edge. Former WWE star, by the way.
On the stage.
Yeah, and then we got the Outrunners, who were hot, but now they're, lukewarm. Then add in a sprinkle of Powerhouse Hobbs. Well, those 6 men are going to go against the Death Riders, who probably smell like death. Yuta, Mox, and Claudio, not Claudio. And then you got the Learning Tree teaming with them. So, if you want to tell me AEW is doing fine, I'm not going to believe you. And another thing I know, AEW is not doing so good. Their freaking star guy, MJF, is in a feud with 57-year-old Jeff Jarrett.
God.
And tried to make him their John Cena for the year.
Yeah, you know what, John? John, it is cool, John. It is cool that I like Nia. I'm not going to say the word after Nia.
Jax. Jaac. Okay.
It's like you and my mom. I don't know what that lady done to y'all, but except her job, and she's a beautiful looking woman. Listen, whoa, Mary. Listen, if that's the case, listen, hey, you make it sound like it's a bad thing here. Like, listen, all I see is positives. Like, I don't know what you listen. If you want to come to the wedding, hey, that's one less invite. That's one less thing they gotta pay for.
All right, Ladarius, go ahead and tell the people where they can find you, brother.
God, that could be your daughter-in-law. You talk about that. Listen, when you're walking down the street with her and you start running your mouth and you're writing checks that you can't cash, then my wife has to defend you. Then we'll revisit this conversation when we're having lunch, and I'll say, I got it right. No, you don't like to fight them. Don't do that. Don't do that. Oh, what? Your mom got into it today? Yeah, I already know. Yeah, by the way, she didn't like you at first. So I was on board a long time ago. She still not on board.
Oh my God. God.
Oh, come on, John.
I'm not reading no more comments.
Let's face it, diet. What? Listen. Would you rather listen? I don't listen. If you enjoy Tyson's cheeks, that's your perspective. That's all I'm gonna say. Now, as for the promotion of stuff,
yes.
You can find me on Twitter and TikTok at Ladarius you son of a. That's not my tag, and you know that's not my tag. Let me. Jesus, you know what? I'm blocking you. I love you and John, but today, I don't know. You guys are just coming at me like you should be going after Hogan. Go after Hogan. Well, go after Hogan. Don't go after your son. All I've done to you would be a great son, and that's the get back. Lord, no phone calls from the authorities, and this is what I get. All you got was calls. Your son's doing great, and all of a sudden, I want to marry Nia Jax. Like I committed a cardinal sin. You treat me like I'm Joan of Arc. That's how I feel. You know what? Joan of Arc had her beliefs, and she burned at the stake. But to me, I just don't want to burn steak. But the point is, anyway, you can find me on Twitter and TikTok, Ladarius at Ladarius_Brown. You can find me on Instagram, Ladarius_Brown. Listen, now you're just being rude. That's just being rude. You know what? If you had a mic in front of you, I'd cut it. But you know what? By the way, John, my mom said she liked you. Like, listen. You're not taking my place. Now, but anywho, you can find me Ladarius_Brown, _Brown on Instagram. Find me on writer and editor for Beyond Women's Sports. NFL preview will be previewing the divisional games. AFC, NFC as Houston faces Kansas City, and Rams on the NFC side. The Rams going on the road to face the Eagles, and the Lions facing the Commanders. And so it was not coming to my head, but because I've been distracted all show. But find my stuff there. So Thank you to everybody in the chat and everybody else.
I gotcha. Okay. So, C28, it's the where you can find me with all the other shows. C28 on YouTube, C Double on Facebook, and also go to TikTok and you'll find me C28. And also like and subscribe to the channel. Also, make sure you check us out for my ATL Sports 1 this tomorrow morning. We'll be talking football. And then the Beard Gang will be coming back on Thursday morning as we talk about our stuff. We'll have a chat about where we go with the defensive coordinator and stuff of that sort. So check us out. You know, we'll be on Thursday at 10 o'clock and Wednesday at 10 o'clock. So we'll see you all then. For Ladarius, and as he defends his love of his life, Nia Jax, and that's Nia Jax. So just remember that. And we just want to tell everyone, thank y'all for checking us out. We appreciate it. We're going to end it. We appreciate y'all. Enjoy wrestling. Talk to you later. C-Dub out.